She's played 8 games and 8 times. Jennifer Jones couldn't be stopped. From world rookies to world champions, they've all tried to stop Canada, and they've all failed. So what will it take to beat the Canadians? Well, perhaps wisdom. Now in her 17th world appearance, Germany's Andrea Schöpp has seen it all, and just maybe she has the key to crack the Canadian code. It's Germany. It's Canada. Who will be lucky in draw 13? The morning fog has burned away, but it remains cool here in Swift Current, only getting up to maybe 0 Celsius. As we welcome you inside the Credit Union iPlex and say hello, Canada. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Ford Women's World Curling Championship. The Canadians continue to look very good, dominating this morning in a win over Japan very easily. Norway was also a winner. So were the Swedes and the U.S., and so Canada remains top of the table with 8 straight wins. Scotland 1 game back in the loss column. The U.S. 2, Sweden 3 with Germany, and then those teams at 4 must win. Have to bring themselves back into contention for the playoffs. As we say good afternoon to Lyndon Ray.
Good afternoon, Victor. Well, Andrea Schöpp, as you've mentioned, has all that experience, and she is a world champion, and she can curl, believe me. Now, in the past, she struggled a little bit with draw weight, but she seems to this year have got a handle on that, Linda. The other thing she does a little bit is she plays those circus shots, you call them. And those circus shots, when you play against the percentages, can cost you, and it has.
Yeah, it has, and she's playing Team Canada. If you look at this morning in Team Canada, what a wonderful performance. Great focus and intensity, even when mistakes were being made against them. They are on a roll, they have that confidence, and they want to keep it going. Little things that they want to work on, well, Jill Officer, she's been outside on a couple of appeals. You want to maybe improve on that. But otherwise, they just want to make sure they bring their best. Andrea Schöpp likes to play Canada and will play well, so Canada wants to maintain that momentum.
The last team to go through round robin undefeated, Annette Norbert, 2005. Jennifer Jones has won 8 straight.
2010 Ford World Women's Curling is brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Wednesday afternoon, and it is draw 13. Canada trying to win a 9th in a row, but you'll be in tough against the former world champion Germany. Let's meet the teams now, brought to you by Tim Hortons, a proud supporter of Canadian curling, and let's meet them in their own language.
Hallo, ich bin Andrea Schöpp des Skip des deutschen Damenteams. Mein Einser ist Stella Heiß, mein Zweier ist Monika Wagner, mein Dreier ist Melanie Robillard und wir kommen alle vom SCR. Das ist der Curling Club in Garmisch-Partenkirchen.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Jones, skip of Team Canada. Our lead is Dawn Askin, second Jill Officer, third Kathy O, and we curl at the St. Michel Curling Club in Winnipeg.
In the draw to the button to determine the last rock here in the first, it was won by the Germans and Andrea Schöpp. So she'll be playing the Yellowstones, and to begin things here on this Wednesday in Swift Current, the Canadian lead is Dawn Askin.
Take a look, Jill. I think so. Good.
Well, there's little things I said that Canada wants to do. One of them is keep Dawn on the same kind of roll she's on. And the last 2 games, Dawn Askin has been 98%.
A little bit, Jill.
She has been so precise with those draws. There's another one. They want it out in front, but they don't want a long guard, and it's nice and tight to the rings.
Yeah, that's exactly where Jennifer put her brush. You know, 8, 10, 12 inches in front of the rings, and that's exactly where she got it.
Stella Heiß has played 5 games now. She started with 2 in a row, and then she's been alternating with the other player, Karina Schultz. That is a plan that they have for their team. Usually they go back and forth with the lead.
Okay. Hey, Dawn. Back to 8.
Back 8. Backcourt! Oh, God. Is that where I'm going?
Yeah.
Top 4 foot.
I think the call might have actually been to freeze, and the reason I'm saying that is I think Dawn actually asked again, is that what she wants? Does she want the freeze? So we'll see where they actually brush this to.
You think it's
Lots of line, Jill.
Jill, it's not gonna.
No line. I think we're gonna have to go.
The freeze would take away the possibility of that back one counting, at least making it tough.
Backcourt. You're only on half of it.
And you're right on that she wants it back to it.
Dawn's so used to that top four, she had to ask for
Yeah.
confirmation of that call, but there it is. Nice shot.
Ja. Zur Not kannst du anstehen, da ist er perfekt.
There'll be a line of these stones now.
Kürzer, Tate. Geil. Warten. Warten.
Just telling them to wait. These two are hanging out. The last one by Dawn and this one are taking their time to come over.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Ja, ja. Okay. What do you think, Dawn?
Like normal game.
Okay.
At the second position, it is Jill and Monica tied for the top spot at 85%.
Line will get there, though. You need the button.
Year after year, Monica Wagner comes. Used to be the third for Andrea, and now playing second, and makes a lot of shots.
No bounce at all. It's got a curl. We're only in half.
Oh,
There it goes. Very nice. Nice shot.
She's running out of room on that button, that's for sure.
Well, Jennifer started all this by coming back to the back stone. First rock went a little deep, and they froze to it. So Monica, who's been with Andrea forever, I think.
Yeah, well, 30 years. They first
30
started
years.
playing together when they were both 15. Interestingly enough, their birthdays are one day apart, February 27th and February 28th. It's curious, but that's 30 years. Yeah. So one's a.
Du musst bis ran, ja. Komm fest.
Monica hasn't been with her with all of the championships. 13 for Monica.
Good, Monica. Gut wischt.
Well,
Okay.
they get this next one frozen, then Monica's only going to get one.
It may have to be a blast of some nature to try and get some more room. And Canada's very happy with the opportunity to play the force.
Got a curl, Dawn.
Germany winning the hammer for this first end in that pregame draw to the button. She put it just on the edge of the button near the pin.
We're late.
Hard.
Go, Dawn.
Really hard.
Keep going. Okay.
Too bad.
Sorry.
Okay, speak. I threw that.
Now what you do? I'm going to get rid of the front stone.
Normal. Ja. Wow, wow, wow. Gut so. Okay.
Still kind of light there.
Hey, Cass. I'm a little further out than you guys.
Okay.
Try to get around the red one.
Line's good.
Kathy really has had a wonderful week. She's starting to get more separation from the next third down, who's 4 percentage points behind, and then the next group down again. She really has been terrific.
Yeah. Hard. Hard.
beautiful shot.
Entweder so oder den einfach so. Normal, ja, nicht zu schnell.
Gonna have to throw some weight at this.
Here's the native of Sussex, New Brunswick. This is Melanie Robillard.
The call was normal, but not too fast. So hopefully translates well to Melanie. Oh, didn't quite hit the corner. It was funny when I went down to talk to the team. Melanie and Don Askenvik played together in Ottawa, starting with Little Rocks. And so they've known each other for a long, long time and did play together in juniors.
So viel bisschen mehr.
I think so, Kat.
Yeah.
Oh, Melanie's dad is a former RCMP officer. I'm taking it that, reading into this, that he worked
Either
for
way,
NATO
throw weight at that,
in Brussels, and that's how she
or we guard it.
came to be in Brussels, where she calls home, but her mother is German.
We throw weight at this, it's gonna go.
I think you can get it out, but it might not go. Do you like the freeze? If you're short, that's okay. I just don't know if I want it in the house, then they get more rocks in.
Oh, I see. That's still gonna keep
Well, she's
feeling.
gonna lose this one for sure. That red shouldn't go. I don't mind a guard.
Okay. Is that the same, Jen, or am I?
It's a little bit more.
Okay.
See, I'll give you the same.
Just a guard.
Okay.
Give you a little less weight, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, just, I don't think we want it in to get
No,
them another rock in.
Okay.
Give you a little less.
Just a guard, you heard Kathy say.
More line, more line.
No, line's okay.
Halfway. Sweep for tight. Got a curl, got a curl.
That's pretty good.
Sweep for tight. It's got a curl. It's got to cross the line a little bit.
Tight.
Yep, yep, you can. Not in, not in.
Hard.
Not in. Hard if you can. Go, 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 go. Okay.
Shot. Nice pass. Hey, girl. Nice way.
Nice pair.
Nur Pil. Ja, so wie eben die Länge.
So wie eben.
Taking the guard off again.
Sauber. Sauber.
Schneller als der erste. Gut. Okay.
It's one of those funny ends where you get into a situation
You
and
can even overcurl it a little bit more.
Germany is trapped a little bit by the play that has happened, and that was all because of the freezing as opposed to just drawing around the guard and getting to the top 4 foot. So it's one of those ends where now you're just waiting it out for somebody to make a mistake, and right now Canada is playing some nice guards.
You can almost curl a bit more, Jill, okay?
Okay.
Jennifer's numbers are really only lower because the first half of that first game, her team struggled and she was faced with some tough shots. She has not really had any problems this week, throwing very well.
Line's good, Jill, line's good.
Doesn't have to curl. Line's good. Just halfway.
Well, you can see how comfortable she is out there. She likes the ice. She reads the ice well in the best of times.
Gotta go. Harder, Jill. Keep it going. Go, 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 go.
It'll be tough to get 2 points, Linda.
Gesetzt im Fall, ich spiele. Mein Problem ist, dass ich die gerade, ich brauche den dann noch, wenn ich 2 machen will. Was kann sie machen?
Asking Monica what she thinks, but I don't think there's an easy answer
Den
from
rechten,
anyone
den
on
du
this.
bringst den gelben nicht weg. Also über den da. Mit dem Double. Weil er einfach zu flach kommt.
Meinst du, bleibt hinten am roten hängen?
Ja.
Looking at the redstone on the edge and talking about a double, it is very flat.
Weil alles, was ich da jetzt bewege, hilft mir nichts. Wenn sie jetzt dann gleich da drauf haut und der Spielstein innen ist, dann liegen es mit dreien. Ich habe über beide die Möglichkeit, nur einen zu machen. Also bei dem musst du halt mit einem brutalen Schuss kommen. Aber gehen tät's rein theoretisch. Spielen wir noch ein Guard davor, oder?
She had to make the move earlier.
She could have run a guard
Wait.
in and tried to blast, move things around.
A lot earlier.
Yes, absolutely.
Spiel noch ein Guard vor dem.
Okay.
You just have to take your one and move on. It's quite a string of beads down there, isn't
It
it?
is.
Bisschen mehr!
Andrea's been a little up and down. She was as low as 59% in the loss against Denmark, but against Scotland she was 91%. So you just sometimes never know with Andrea what's going to happen.
Ja! Ja! Komm fest! Fest!
Robillard and Heiss
Noch ein bisschen fest, noch ein bisschen!
on the brush with Wagner working the house.
Wow!
Geht nicht. Okay. Can we get rid of the yellow off the enough?
I just would hate to. I think that's pretty flat, Cass.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd have to throw like lots and lots and lots of weight. Just go across the face.
Yeah.
Even if we're a rock higher. Can you get that right past the hog line?
It's
No.
in the ice, I think.
Jennifer never misses a thing, boy. She's got.
And we could try something, but I don't really know. One's okay.
I think she's just got
I shot for two. Only
just-
up this. So.
getting rid of it, I guess.
We're just hitting and we're like, okay.
Just hold Germany to the single.
Final stone for the Canadians here in the first.
It's really curling.
Whoa. Girl, that went sideways. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Just frosty.
I thought it would run dead straight.
Well, she didn't take very much ice, I will say that. And
Yeah.
playing on the edges first in, you're never really sure, but that did curl.
No,
Curl a lot.
it went sideways.
Did it ever?
Oh my God.
Ianov.
She was playing it. There's not a lot of room actually to do this shot. If you look at the redstone at the back of the four, you have to hit the very flat top part of this in-off.
Final stone, Germany, Andrea Schöpp. And she won't touch it either. So Canada on one side, Germany on the other, and the Germans will be forced to take their single here in this opening end on a Wednesday afternoon.
'10 Ford World Women's Curling, brought to you by Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling. By Cashmere Bathroom Tissue, nothing feels like cashmere. And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Well, there are several big games on the ice as we play in this second or next to last round robin day. Scotland is one game behind Canada in the loss column. Sweden is at 3 losses. Denmark has to help themselves and win and bring Sweden back. China, they started 0-3. Look at them now. They're 3-4. The defending champions must win. And of course, our featured game is on sheet D. Germany forced to take the single. It means that Canada, playing the Red Stones, has the last rock here in 2.
Oh, komm fest! Whoa, whoa,
Well, the first stone for Germany came in just as a biter, and actually Andrea went out to help brush it. I thought they would just let it stop just tight to the rings as opposed to bring it in for a biter, because then Canada hit it. That's the red stone just outside now. And you just saw the come around attempt by Germany rub the guard.
Hit and roll, trying to roll to the edges.
Yeah, go, go, go! Hard! Go!
Just gonna nose. Okay.
Let's begin our updates with Sweden and Denmark. And as I say, big for both teams. Sweden at 3 losses, Denmark at 4, needing to help themselves and bring somebody back. This is the final stone for the Danish 4th, and this is Madeleine Dupont. The team is skipped by Angelina Jensen, Sweden by Cecilia Ostlund. Oh, and the crash in front. And did she? Oh, she did that too. She raised in a 3rd stone. Sweden steals 3 in the 1st.
Roll to the corner would be nice.
Good. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Really hard! Really hard! Hard! Oh, you got it, Kathy. Go, go, go! Go! Go, 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 go! Okay.
Bye. No, I don't think so. Did you? No.
Those are in a great position for Canada to be used. You know, Andrea won't leave them there. She'll try and make some sort of hit and see if she can get some control over that front.
Schneller als der erste. Wow, wow, wow. Ist langsamer. Wow, wow. Ja, ja, ja. Wow, ja, ja, ja. Weiter, 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 weiter. Gut so. Gut.
In other games, Scotland with the hammer at 6-1. Scotland takes the early lead on Switzerland. China with last rock scores 2 against Norway.
Maybe.
And now you're up to date.
I give it a couple of...
Yeah, I got like 3 things there.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, Jill.
Intern come around for Jill.
Now, drawing around the opposition guard, which some people might wonder about. The nice thing about doing that, if the opposition then try a run back and miss, you still got your nice tight guard. You can even split it in.
Take a look.
Really, really hard climb.
It's like...
Hard. Hard. Keep it going. Go. Go, 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 go.
A little rub, little rub, little rub. Go, go, go. Okay, Jill.
Okay.
I wanted this hard.
Just a little light. And she can come around. She could tap that rock back. That's the indication. She could hit the red one.
You could hit both red ones.
Yeah, you could.
There's a lot of choice, and you can see Mom. She's not really sure what she wants Melanie to do.
Switzerland and Scotland after the Scots with the last rock. Eve Muirhead got her 1 in the 1st. And Switzerland is sitting 1 back button. And here the Swiss have gone through all these changes. Binja Felscher is the skip, and she is once again throwing fourth stones. She had dropped down to lead. She was back up to third, and now again throwing the fourth stones as skip. Need a little bit more to grab the four. No, a shake of the head from Heike Schwaller. So just the single, they're tied at 1.
Stay close. Okay, line. You gotta go, line. Key. Well then. No, you gotta go.
Canada also looked at a couple of choices, hitting the yellow one, the one out in front onto the other, but they've chosen the come around.
No. Higher the better. Higher the better. Okay, Kat.
Good call, Don.
Nice come around by Kathy, a little bit too deep maybe. They can get this frozen on there, then we'll have the same scenario that we had last end.
Wow, weg. Nur Richtung.
Ist lang, ist schnell.
This one is heavy. Anywhere top 12, top 8 would be very usable. Now Canada can get a second one in. Going that deep, they have lots of room to get a second one
Sorry.
Four is pretty good, but 2, it's great. Okay. Let's go, Kat.
When it starts to curl, it really moves. Stays out for a while.
More line. More line. Let's wait. Well, if you can. No line. No line. It's just top 12. Fighting hard. You can go. You can go. Hard. Hard. Oh, you got go. Go, Jilly. Go, go, go.
Okay, Kat. We had to wave.
Yeah.
I think we can just go. The line's
Yeah,
going
I
to get
agree.
there. Those are the choices you make when brushing. It will curl, so do you keep brushing, hoping it catches the swing, or do you wait and then brush it at the end to get the finish? They didn't want to leave it open, or there would have been a double.
Schau mal her. Double, denke ich, wird nicht wirklich funktionieren. Also, wenn, muss ich ihn so, dass ich den da rüber drücke. Wobei ich da halt in Gefahr lasse und dann mache ich den Weg wieder auf.
Ja.
Wenn ich ihn ganz leicht außen habe, denke ich, dass es funktionieren könnte.
Okay.
Is it not overlapped a little? Or?
It's hard to tell. She is trying to get it onto the yellow at a tiny angle. It does look like it's too much of an angle.
I guess she's trying to slice it to there. She does love to hit. It is her better shot.
Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest! Komm fest noch ein bisschen!
There it is.
Wow.
She was right, boy. She had the angle perfect.
Well, she is the mathematician.
It looked, from our view, that it was a bit overlapped.
Nein, das war jetzt
Looked a
wirklich-
little too
Weil
steep.
eigentlich hat sie
Now she does rub the
She
yellow.
rubbed it, yeah.
So after the rub, the redirect, she got the right angle. Very nice shot.
spielt sie dann das Double.
Jennifer trying to run back. Gets the block off the button.
More ice! Right beside it! Yeah.
With the German guard. Trying to spill everything.
Yeah! Whoa! Whoa! No, never, 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 never. Good shot. Good, Jen. Sorry, Kath. Done. Sorry, Jen.
So opened it up completely, and now Germany can hit the Canadian stone top 12.
Nice shot.
Thanks.
Buddy.
Final stone for Andrea Schöpp. Canada does have the last rock here in 2.
There's quite a difference in her performance of in-turns and out-turns on that hit.
And will it spin back? Oh, I don't think so. No, I don't.
Well, it looked like it wanted to. 86% on her out-turns, her much preferred shot. 72% on her in-turn hits.
Unlucky.
That's out.
This allows Jennifer to blank PM now.
So it's one of those ends where we had a lot of rocks in play, and slowly away they went. And now just the one left to peel out.
Whoa. Yep. Clean. Yep.
Looking for the blank here in 2.
Wait, darling.
And they have it. Team Canada trails by a single point, but they do have the last rock.
Good one. Nice serve.
The key shot is brought to you by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
This is exactly what we've seen from Andrea Schöpp over her 17 appearances. She likes the big shot. She likes to get her team out of trouble. It's her favorite go-to shot, the out-turn hit. In this case, it's a run back, and she makes it perfectly and gets her team out of trouble. And with all those rocks, eventually it's a blank.
A blank in 2 means that Germany still leads it 1-0 as we welcome you back to the Credit Union Iplex here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Canada trying to win a 9th straight, remain undefeated, and they have the last rock, playing the Red Stones here in the 3rd.
Sieht lang aus. Wow, wow. Nur Richtung.
Wow.
Nur Richtung.
Ewig lang.
Sehr lang, ja. Ist drin.
This curling fact is brought to you by Ford Drive One, and according to the World Curling Federation, there are only some 700 curlers and 10 clubs and facilities. And that 88 gold medal, well, that was Andrea Schöpp. She first appeared at the Worlds in 1985.
Hard!
Can you do now?
Really, really hard! Hard! Hard for peace, guys. Go!
So what about the sport of curling in Germany?
I think we have not enough arenas where I can play, and yeah, especially for example in Garmisch, the kids start to go skiing, the kids start to go ice hockey, and maybe some girls are going to skating, and they only come if they are too bad for the skiing, if they are sorted out after being 14 or 15, and when they are 14, 15, there are some other things which are coming, like boys and girls, and so.
Ah, yes, those boys and girls, those are the real problems.
They're the deadly ones, I'll tell you.
Well, they can only hope, Linda Ray, that, you know, it's since the Olympics in '98 that, in fact, that spurs on the growth of the game. That, you know, you see the sport and you dedicate yourself to it before you choose those others, correct?
Yes, it's hard. There were Canadian Forces bases that had curling clubs back when I was touring, and there was a lot of activity. And since then, Vic, if you go around the south part of Germany, there's more ice stock than there is curling. It's a totally different game with a disc, and they just have a lot of trouble recruiting people, and facility access is one of the big problems.
Hard, hard, hard.
Tighter than that.
hard.
Tight as it'll go. Tight as it'll go. Keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Tight as it'll
Corner
go.
up from Jill Officer. So Andrea Schöpp, as I say, this is her 17th appearance. Only Dordy Nordby has more, 18, the former Norwegian champion. So Andrea Schöpp, is that good, or is there just not that depth?
For sure, it's not saying that I'm so good. I think I'm maybe one of the most dedicated persons in Germany, most dedicated to the sport and most involved in it. And I always try to give my best. And yeah, I think to get to the top, you really need to work hard. And most of the players in Germany are not like this. So they try, but not with a little more effort you need. So I think that's a problem.
Well, when you think about it, Ray, that's a Canadian kind of attitude, isn't it, when it comes to the game?
Yeah, for sure.
That's fine, yeah.
And you do need to work hard. She's had trouble getting players over the years. Her best years were 86 through 89. That's when she was medaling. In the last many years, because she's been here so many times, she's had trouble even having a winning record. Because it has been hard to get 4 people on a team that really want to commit to training.
But-
She is very committed.
And we talk all the time about the fact that you know, to be at the top level, which many of our Canadian teams are, you have to play against all the top teams, and you have to get them, as you mentioned, into 4 people together that are prepared to sacrifice that time and all that work and do all that traveling. I mean, it's a small problem in our country for a lot of teams too. That you got university, young people got university, and then, you know, and then there's the raising of families and
Life.
Okay.
yeah, life. That's right.
Good job.
Although we've often talked about, you know, what separates the elite teams in our country from those at, you know, just above the club level or even club level, it's that extra work. It's that dedication that needs to be put into it.
And it's not like hockey in the sense where, you know, the people that play hockey at the high level are professionals and are being paid, and, you know, et cetera, et cetera. These are amateur athletes playing a sport they love, and to be at the top level, you have to sacrifice a lot of things.
War mal einer. Ja, ich weiß. Nur zum Schluss.
There was the mispeel by Monica Wagner, and Canada got around it, and there Melanie, a little bit too much weight, rubs off, and those 2 Yellowstones are open.
Yeah. Bumper. Hard! Whoa! Whoa! Bumper up!
We know that Jennifer always yells.
You know, the first word out of her mouth is usually hard, and often she changes it back to no or something else, but she usually calls out almost right away.
Oh, really? She's 10.
You want a little flip over.
Yeah, yeah.
Doubles there.
Melanie Robillard.
She got this one going. So it's just a nose hit.
No, it's not maybe 10 and a half. Don't call bumper up.
Switzerland putting some pressure on Scotland as we look live at the house. And that red stone on the button, that belongs to Switzerland. Second shot, though, is back 8. Final rock on the way for Scotland and Eve Muirhead. Boy, they've been off the ice. I said to her before practice, I said, have you forgotten how to play? This is their first game in 24 hours. Last game was yesterday afternoon. Comes in with a record of 6-1. Oh, and she'll get nothing on the way by. Just trying to squeeze it sideways. It's a steal of 1 for the Swiss.
She just keeps making them, doesn't she, Linda?
She's very consistent, and the perfect weight again If you don't give the weight, then you're obviously not going to get the right result. And on those in-between weights, board weight hits, for example, it has to be exact. And now, Andrea's in a bit of trouble.
Right, let's get a corner.
Has to find a way to corner freeze second shot. The Canadian stone biting the forefoot.
Yeah, she's got to just freeze on it. Even she can get a corner of the forefoot and be second shot. It'll be a little difficult to get out.
Länge, nur Länge. Länge braucht. Ja, jetzt Richtung. Ja, ja, ja. Bis an den roten ran. Ja. So.
Is it me or am I seeing more stones now towards this period of time where the brushers are losing them because they're either not brushing them early enough, they can't anticipate the break, but they're losing them after the jump. When the stone starts to break, they can't save them.
Yeah, that definitely was light because they brushed it a long way, Vic, and just couldn't get it there. That might have even been an ice problem, not enough ice that it caught into
Quite
the break
soft with
early,
yours.
and
Yeah.
then
Okay.
that
Just
actually drags the speed
taking
off it as well.
Quite a bit of
You're rolling to the
Yeah, a
outside,
little
Jen?
on the light side, but I think it was really the ice or she didn't hit the broom, one or the other.
Okay, let's go.
And the problem is the Yellowstone that she just threw, it's just fourth shot, and here's a chance for Jennifer to hit and sit 3. And that Yellowstone's not all that usable.
Hard! Whoa! Hard! 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 Go, Don! All you got! Go! Go, go, go!
There's a break for Germany.
She wanted to roll that out to the 8-foot. There's a double possibility, and if you make the double, you'll be in behind that red-yellow combination.
Nice throw, Jen.
Finished hard,
Yeah.
eh? I thought I was being aggressive early. You?
Yeah, me too. Your weight really came off.
Oh, did it?
Wir sind schon sehr dünn haben eigentlich. Kack. Jenny rollt jetzt genau zwischen dem Gewicht, das ich schon kommen möchte.
Sit right there.
Said you may be a little worried too about going right between the two reds, eh?
Yeah, that's the decision you have to make. Are you hit and rolling, or are you playing the double? You have to commit to one or the other. And that's the brushing has to be made accordingly. It's a good angle, though. Good angle, a great chance to get out of this.
Jennifer wanted to roll that over towards the 8-foot a little bit.
Final stone, Germany, Canada with last rock. What she got? And behind, and so it'll be a draw for 3.
They jumped the brushing too a little bit. Andrea yelled for them to brush, and that little jump on you we've seen, I think, straighten the rock up a little bit. She didn't get the movement.
With that weight, she really didn't need. That was a lot of ice for that weight. She really didn't need them to brush.
Ja, mehr wischen. Der ist ja zwischendurch. Du musst mehr wischen. Der ist hinten durch. Hinten durch.
Yeah, she didn't understand, I think, which direction it went. And she was actually criticizing Monica and the brushers, but it was too much brushing, and Andrea was the one that called them on.
Fully.
Full 8-foot for 3.
Full 8. Hard.
Really hard. Really, really hard. Really, really hard.
Uh-oh. This is a really, really hard. So Kathy Overton-Clapham joins Jill Officer Don Askin, and a really, really good brush.
I think the only one that wasn't panicking was the two brushers.
Leads to a really, really good three here in the third.
Yeah, it's been there. I thought it was late.
Tomorrow is the final day of round-robin play, and the Canadians will open against Dana Sidorova of Moscow. That's at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and then they'll have the afternoon off, split shift again. And then tomorrow night, they'll close it out, round-robin play against Scotland. But here on this Wednesday afternoon day, game two, they played this morning, beat Japan, and now leading 3-1 over the Germans after scoring 3 in the third. It is Germany that has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones here in 4.
It was a good end for Canada. Some nice play around the corner guard after Monica Wagner did stick on that corner, but it wasn't out. And that was the double for Andrea Schöpp, and she missed it, and that was a good way to finish to get not just 2 but 3 for Canada. What a big edge now at the start of this game.
First rock at the top of the 8-foot. Corner guard went up. Don put a rock, the second one right on the center line, right in front of that. It's like another corner guard call.
Tick zu lang.
Nein, es geht. Perfekt. Sah zuerst so aus, als wenn er ein bisschen länger läuft.
As you can imagine, at the age of 17, Stella Heiss is the youngest player in this year's event, playing with the most veteran player in Andrea Schöpp.
Very nicely said, Vic.
Oh boy. Just clean. Stay down. I'll stay down. Nice, Jill.
And you mentioned that Doherty Nordby has appeared in more events than Andrea, but Doherty did play in other positions other than skip twice, so Andrea Schöpp holds the record for the most appearances as a skip. She definitely is the veteran skip of these World Women's Championships. Germany's finding out how difficult it is to try to set up deuces once Canada gets a little lead. Sometimes Jennifer will play aggressively, but at this stage with Jill Officer, she definitely plays the peels.
So Doherty Nordby, 18 appearances. Andrea Schöpp this year 17. Helena Black, of course, Denmark, the silver medal winner at the Olympics, losing to Sandra Schmerler. And then, of course, you saw Monica Wagner there as well.
Really hard. Sorry, Jen.
No, that's okay.
I just pointed it a bit on it. Yep.
She uses Jill's big weight very effectively. She'll play those shots with those big peels and those shots with Jill, and then what she does sometimes that makes everyone nervous, especially us up here, is that she'll switch quickly to an offensive play, and it works more times than not for her.
Ja! Wow! Ja! Ja! Komm, Fest, es geht! Komm, Fest, noch ein bisschen.
Very nice.
Gut.
Yeah. Can we run it back?
Ja.
Clemeny slowly finding a way to open up the rings and have some guards to work with now as well.
They do have. Nose hit for Kathy.
No, 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 Jillian, full. Yep. No. Yeah. Oh. No. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. Got. Good. Good.
They want to sit right on the center line. That does leave Andrea Schöpp a chance to come around now, the longer of the two of the guards out there.
And she can choose either turn. She can come through the port or the wide side, and she's choosing the shot down the center.
Focus! Whoa, Länge! Whoa! 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 Drauf! Whoa! Whoa! Jetzt! Ja! Fest! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa. Fest! Beißt er? Nee, muss er aber auch nicht. Ich hätte gesagt, lass ihn vorne. Muss er auch nicht.
Oh. I was thinking of hitting.
I guess it's not in.
I know, but
I know.
this should go here, you guys.
Yeah.
So here's the switch.
Yeah, here's the switch here. The team thinks they should maybe hit that yellow one, and I kind of agree with them. It would give Andrea another shot at going around, and she could play the same turn here. So Jennifer's thought process is, I'm getting there first. You can't block everything. And Kathy makes so many of these come arounds.
Line's good. The line's real good. Make it good, guys. Make it good. Come on, Don.
Go, Jill.
Hard, Don.
Officer on the left. Askin on the right.
Oh, you thought so.
Now Jones, too, try to drag it as far as they can, and they'll take it and get it to top 8.
I touched that, but I don't think I moved it. Nice, Kat.
Great brushing. Sir, I'll give you a little more out
Okay,
there.
just further out, that's all.
Yeah, I didn't want to zing it.
Nice shooting, Kat.
Das ist die Lücke. Geht schon.
Eleni Robillard. As we take a live look at the house, Switzerland, Scotland, and the Scots are sitting one top 4. So this is an open draw for 2 for Scotland, who come into the game, as you see, at 6-1. That's one game back of Canada in the loss column. And this is Eve Muirhead, the 19-year-old skip of the Scots. And there it is for 2 in the 3-2 lead over Switzerland.
Well, great come around.
Very nice shot by Melanie coming through the port. Great compensation for the weight. Light on the first, perfect weight on the second.
Yeah, I like that.
It's a pretty small hole she came through. It's a pretty tiny hole.
Yeah.
Anywhere in front of it.
It's the year of the shot through the port. We've seen a lot of them.
It's okay
Some
if we
intended
tap
and
it,
some
though,
not.
Yes, this morning Japan had one that was unintended.
Freezing
Those
through
ones
it.
are tough.
Anywhere in front, though, Jill.
Okay.
It's got to come off that guard.
Yeah.
Speed's good here, Dawn?
Yeah, it's normal.
We gotta go.
So picked up right away by Jill Officer and Don Askin.
Tight! Keep it going hard! Really hard! Hard! Go, go, go!
And they knew right away.
Go, go, go,
They knew it was light. They're trying to get a little rub and leave the rock in a position.
Good rock, Ted.
Great brushing to never give up. You need that rock. You need it in a position
Brushing,
that
guys.
can be used, and very good of them not to leave it in an overlap out front.
Sure, I didn't want to be heavy.
No, it's a good shot. Yeah, it's not bad. Few options there.
They never give up, Linda. That front end never gives up. They are great
got a-
brushers.
I don't know. Guard those.
It's like Kathy's
Double.
options. No, they
Options.
still have
Oh,
some
options,
with
definitely.
it. You know? Still do something with it.
And look at Germany, they're really stuck because the options are there.
Das ist meine einzige Chance, dass ich eigentlich vor die beiden kriege. Ich habe nur zwei Möglichkeiten. Das eine ist der da. Das andere ist einer so.
Ja, weil den hat sie.
Aber sie hat immer beide zum Schieben. Die einzige Möglichkeit, wie ich vor die einen bringe, ist über den da.
Was ist dir lieber?
Lieber ist mir gar
Vom
nichts.
Eis her?
She talked about the double raise or the come around. Those are two possibilities.
And then even if she does, those options out in front are there, right?
Those nasty red
Das
stones.
ist die einzige
Ja, ja.
Möglichkeit, dass ich den wenigstens irgendwie
Ich finde den
befördere.
auch irgendwie.
Weil alles, was ich da mache, sie hat beide zum
Vor allem
Schieben.
da wird es, glaube ich, extrem eng. Aber was für Länge?
Ja, so hinten 12.
Hinten 12. Okay.
The red on the yellow is certainly there. And that's looking what she's going to play. The easier of the two shots would be to come around to the top of a 4-foot around the, you have lots of room around the red stone.
I guess what she's thinking is if you can keep the yellows more lined up, rather than some separation, that angle, tap, run back, whatever it is that Jennifer plays, has less area to come to. But this is a much harder shot.
Could also hit this wrong and drive it onto one of those two reds.
Gut. Wo weit?
Hinaus.
Wow.
Oh. Aufpassen.
Vorsicht!
Ja!
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 Kurzes! Kurzes, es geht! Wow, 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 wow.
Wow. To sit two.
It's exactly where you would have drawn, though, if you actually just played the come around. It's a very nice shot, but it leaves Jennifer the same out.
Hat sie halt irgendeiner, den sie quatschen hat.
Yeah, I think the 6 is an easier double,
Double.
though.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
The run back double's
Angle
there.
it's coming in.
If we just stick it, we stick it. Then she's hard to get to.
Yeah, I guess with a 4, if we stick it, it's hard to get to. It's pretty tough double with this one, though. It's not bad, though. It's hard too. If I go here and I just stick that, she's got an easy deuce. You like this one better?
I like either.
Okay. Just on the nose.
Yeah, take it.
Let's go down and
So when I talk about these, I always mention the fact that when you're playing two and in a similar area, there's more room for Jennifer to make this. Yes, she's trying to stick it onto one, play the double, but because you're drawing in a similar area, there is more opportunity to make either the straight back or the double.
Final stone for the Canadians here in 4. Germany with last Brock. Officer and Askin have done nothing so far.
I'm going to say yeah.
Run it back. No, nothing.
Okay.
And so now Germany and Andrea Schöpp will have a chance at a
Sorry, guys.
possible 3.
Did that very well.
We don't usually see it be such that when she lets it go, there really isn't an option that's not going to be made. Usually they're very close on those. So a lovely draw through the port, a good double raise by Andrea, and now an open draw for 3.
Threes seem to be popular too.
Yeah. Just get one and you give it right back. That's the frustrating part.
Germany sitting 2, looking for a third here in the fourth. Stella Heiss, Melanie Robillard,
Länge.
Monica Wagner managing the house.
Länge passt. Ja. Passt schon.
And that'll do. 3 around the forefoot. Germany retakes the lead through 4 on a Wednesday afternoon in Swift Curling. Coming up tonight on TSN2, it's the Toronto Raptors, Utah Jazz at 7 Eastern Time. Raptors sitting in 8th place in the East, 2.5 games up on Chicago for that final playoff spot. And they've won 2. But Utah currently 4th in the West and playing some very, very good ball. That's the Raptors and the Utah Jazz tonight on TSN2 at 7 Eastern Time. You get 3, you give 3 right back, and Germany leads 4-3 over Canada as we go to the 5th, and the Canadians have the last rock playing the Red Stones.
Well, often Linda and I talk about the fact that Jennifer, when she does get a lead, will defend a little bit with Jill, but then make a move and go back on the offense, and she got caught there. That's the one time she got caught with it a little bit. Some great shots made by Germany.
She got caught even with Kathy making the perfect come around that was requested, but Melanie made the shot through the port, and that got it started.
Mentioned this is a very big game for both countries. Sweden at 3 losses, Denmark at 4, and Sweden with the early advantage up 6-2. This is the final stone for Denmark, skipped by Angelina Jensen, but it is Madeleine Dupont who throws the 4th stone. And she needed to sit there, will roll too far, steal one more. Sweden up 7-2.
And there was a hit and roll tried and just peeks out. She was wide. Just got a little piece.
She doesn't miss many shots, though.
She
She's
doesn't.
right at the top of the list when it comes to second. She's makes a lot of big shots. Monica does, and she has been doing it for a long time. She doesn't look, you know, when she throws, her delivery isn't mechanically maybe as sound as you might like to see it, but I'll tell you, she does make a lot of shots.
Line's tight. Line's really tight. No, you're good.
No, line's fine.
Just full 8. You gotta be heavy.
T-line. Back 12, maybe.
Full 8.
It's coming off a
Full 8.
bit.
Higher the better.
T-line. Very nice.
Nice shot, Jill. Good.
Well, we went from back 12 to G-line to perfect.
Kommst du gut, Heck, sonst ist offen, ist auch nichts passiert.
Was? Wie?
Wenn's auf
Gut Heck, wenn die Guard offen ist, dann machst du
schnell?
sehr viel
Heck.
auf. Gut Heck.
Gut, Heck.
Hackway trying to get by that card and curl a little bit to get to that red stone.
Ja, ja! Komm fest! Komm fest, das geht! Komm fest! Komm fest, noch ein bisschen! Komm fest! Was geht? Wo?
Oh,
Schön, Moni.
yeah, schön.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely.
nice.
Foto.
Nice brushing and nice throw by Monica. That's what we were talking about. She makes those shots more times than not, I can tell you.
The only thing I'll say is if she's going to make a mistake, it sometimes is on the wider shots. Sliding a little wide on those right-hand side wide out turns. But down the middle, boy, she makes a ton of shots.
That's
Whoa! Whoa!
playing the guard.
Weiter, 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 weiter.
Nur ein Stück. This is dangerous because if it's very long, you can get by and pretty easily tap that.
Just back line.
Okay.
It's really long.
I know. I have nothing. Just so you know.
Either that or we play that.
I don't have any of it, so.
I know. You like back line better?
Yeah.
Okay. Just through.
Kath.
Just through.
Just so you know, I don't have anything, she said.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I just want to tell you.
Yep.
Hard.
I know, but just in case. She had to emphasize it, just in case. You didn't hear me the first
Really
time.
hard. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not by. We're not by. Whoa.
Oh, that's the worst possible thing that could happen.
Tough one, Kath.
It was perfect weight, too. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, now that's trouble. They can get this guard overlapped.
Ja. Auf geht's nochmal denselben.
Even if you hit it a little thicker.
Oh yeah, you don't mind clunking those guards. You hate to just rub them.
Länger als der erste.
Switzerland is sitting 2. And they have a chance to put a 3 on the board here in the 5th as we check in on them. This is Binia Felcher from Flims. Switzerland trying to play spoiler. And they'll go to the break. Switzerland 5-3 over Scotland.
Hard. Hard.
Run back.
Hard. Good shot. Good.
Double PO.
And opens up the middle.
Good shot, Kath.
Well, they do know that it's tough to get that single guard in place. If Kathy had had a little bit more ice or maybe just earlier brushing, they would have easily gotten by that to tap. It curls so much by a long guard. So a single guard doesn't worry you too much. Double guards you don't want.
Sollte schon nah ans Haus, gell?
Ja. Länge reicht.
Wow, wow, wow. Gar nichts, Moni.
Er ist schneller.
Ja.
Zu schnell. Zu schnell.
Ja.
Der muss ein bisschen rüber.
Oh, ist schnell, Moni.
Oh.
Voll bremsen. Gut.
Gut. Das ist schon okay.
Take it in.
You see a corner of it.
Small quarter. Or do you like just nosing it? Do you like trying to play at it, or do you like running that guard in there?
I don't know if I like running the guard in there.
No? It's there.
Okay.
I got a small quarter. I'm just throwing, like, maybe we throw a little bit less, so if we tick that, you sit
Yeah,
over
that's good,
here,
yeah.
or I run it.
If we run it, we might be able to get away with a blank.
Yeah.
If we make that, though, we might get 2.
Yeah. So, like, hackish. What do you like, Dawn?
Are we
Do you like
playing
running
off
it?
the guard or the one in the house?
That's a really
yeah.
small piece. Run it. In turn.
She got down to the hack. She really didn't like it halfway down, and she liked it less at the hack. You can't see all that much of the red stone to play hack weight, so now they're running the yellow guard onto the red-yellow combination.
Or do I could throw peel like an out turn and just tick it.
Yeah, you could do that too.
She's really not set about this shot.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Jennifer Jones trying to run it back. Trying to hold the line, run it back. Oh, yes.
It's a very nice shot, but it did pop the red one into the hole. A bit unlucky.
Shoot, that's too bad.
Leaves the shooter
Let it
center
curl, I
line.
guess, a little more. You
Yeah,
got
a
the
little
squirt
bit,
behind
but
it.
you want to make sure.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice shot, Jen.
Just curled a little too much,
Very
otherwise
small
they stick it a little better. It moves it right into a window
I had a very small
that Andrea can come through, and she could get a little roll, and Jennifer will have to play the same thing again.
Weg, weg! Weg! Langsamer! Weg! Oh! Weg! Auf die...
Now trying to roll it behind their corner.
Ja, ihr müsst es scheinen, ich sehe es nicht. Was ist mit dem da hinten?
Here, I think 10.
Yeah, you threw this one,
This is
Jen.
what
No,
Kathy
I don't
mentioned to Jennifer. She said to her, you know, if we play the run back, we can maybe end up getting a blank, and that's exactly what they can get here is the blank end now.
Can you stop the clock?
Okay, guys, big point here.
I don't know where that rock is.
It jammed on the back one. It jammed.
It jammed, she said. No, it stays, she said.
No, it's in. It jammed on the back one.
I didn't see that
Oh,
either.
stop
Did you?
the time.
Did you
Stop
see
the
it jam?
time.
Can you have a time?
did
Can you
not.
stop the time?
I was right
when
behind
she-
it.
Can you stop the
Here's
clock?
the angle.
Everyone's yelling
There
at
it is.
us.
It's in. It's a hit for two.
Yeah, just
Definitely.
Stuck it. I was standing right there.
Oh, took it.
I go down there?
This hit something up here, came back,
And it
jammed
jammed.
on a rock in front of the back. So that one is wrong. Is
Yeah.
that what you were wondering?
Yeah, they thought it was out.
It definitely jammed.
Let's go.
I didn't see it either.
We were all paying attention to the roll.
Yeah, of course. So this is a hit for two.
Yeah, big turnaround.
Make it.
Of course, if the roll had been made all the way over, which Andrea really wanted, the biter wouldn't have mattered, and she's annoyed about
Oh,
it.
she's just stomping around back there. Final stone.
Yeah!
Hard.
Hard! Hard!
Jennifer Jones asking an officer.
Really hard!
Trying to hold the line here. A great break if they can get this. And they do. A deuce. An unexpected deuce for the Canadians here in 5.
2010 Ford World Women's Curling is brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Let's update the game between Norway and China. Remember, the Chinese were 0-3 to start, the defending champions, trying to keep themselves alive. Norway and Lynn Gitmark coming in with a record of 3-5, trying to keep their faint hopes alive at 5 losses and trying to certainly hurt China and Binghu Wang. Big scrub here, got to get it by their own. They do. Now little angle raise. They do for 4. So a 4 here in the 5th by Lynn Gitmark and the Norwegians. And a little bit of a fancy pants. The Norwegians lead at the break 5-4. Let's take a look now at the numbers after 5. They're brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Well, it's really been a story of the big shot and the big miss, and it's been by the skips. Andrea Schöpp's at 73%, Jennifer Jones at 70%. Numbers we don't normally see and mistakes we don't normally see, but it means we may have some real excitement in the second five as well.
Canada with the lead at the break. We've just given the 1 minute signal. Thank you very much.
It's the perfect name. Escape.
Let's go.
Anywhere.
The Ford Escape.
8-inch ground clearance.
Intelligent four-wheel drive.
Infotainment.
Every safety feature available on the Escape.
Standard.
It's fun to drive.
Comes in a V6.
4-cylinder or hybrid.
It's the most fuel-efficient SUV on the planet.
My buddy.
I drive one.
I drive one.
I drive one.
The new 2010 Escape. This is Ford today. Drive one.
Why are sponge towels so absorbent? Well, this pattern of concentric rings provides us sponge pockets with maximum absorption. The unique design allows us to take on any spill. Oh, look. There's one now. See? Dry as a bone. It's also quite slimming. Sponge towels with super absorbent sponge pockets. Nothing absorbs like it.
Yes, do hurry. Our 54-piece Oriental Party Pack is just $9.99 for a limited time. No Bonspiel is complete without these delicious appetizers. M&M meat chops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Redeeming your points with rewards credit cards can be really
Hurry hard!
with their rewards expiration and travel restrictions. Getting rewards you actually want can be really
Hard!
But with a rewards card from Capital One, redeeming is
Easy!
With a rewards MasterCard from Capital One, it's easy. Travel when and where you want or redeem for cash. Visit CapitalOne.ca.
What's in your wallet?
What's that?
That's last night's dinner.
Hate lingering odors? Febreze Air Effects actually eliminates odors caused by bacteria and leaves a light, fresh scent. Febreze, it's a breath of fresh air.
Wednesday afternoon, Swift Current, Saskatchewan. We welcome you back to the Credit Union iPlex. Canada. An unexpected two, one that caught everyone really except Jennifer Jones. She saw the jam at the back. That it led to the hit for two. 5-4, Canada leads. And now Germany has the hammer. They have the last rock here in 6, playing the Yellowstone.
That last hit of Jennifer's is a great example of how brushers can hold a stone, because she threw that a touch light and inside.
No, it was very, very good. And quite a contrast between the two skips in that case, because it was Andrea Schöpp maybe a little heavy, and it was the reason why it had a different angle jammed, and the roll wasn't behind the center guard, and she was very annoyed that they didn't get on it fast enough to try and get it buried, because if it was buried, then the chance for two is very tough.
And I didn't see the jam either, and you didn't either. I mean, but Jennifer saw it, that's for sure. I thought she was trying to blank the end, Vic.
And when Monica was trying to kick the stone off, I said, no, it jammed. And, actually the scorekeeper had it correct on her.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so she was right there. Yeah, she was right.
Now we'll see about the approach for Jennifer from now on, because the time that she got caught when she gave up the three, as we said, she made the move from being open like this with Jill Officer playing the peels to playing in a come around with Kathy Overton Clapham. So we'll see how she manages the situation now with Germany having the hammer.
She's not going to change her ways. I can tell you right now.
But the interesting thing is, when you look at your plan and you're an aggressive team, you accept you're going to give up some points. And you have a bit of a target score, and your target score is higher than someone who is more defensive-minded. Right now, Canada, when they have the hammer, 61% of the time get a multiple score, 2 or more. A very good event, you're at 40%, and they're at 61%. So even though they're giving up some multiple scores on the other side, they're getting enough on their side that it's not mattering. And that's really the key to Jennifer. She likes to go for points.
as opposed to peel, firm.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard.
Trying to get them both.
Hard. Whoa. 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 Beauty, Jill. That
1
girl. Great
and
shot.
2.
Wonderful shot. Nice call, good ice read, and the perfect weight.
Andreas just realizes that the opportunity with the guard is gone, so this is the double attempt.
Come press this kick. Come on, ball. Ball. What's up?
Boy, Monica Wagner. You know, it's interesting. You mentioned earlier how Monica used to throw the third stones for Andrea Schöpp. And, you know, here's a lady that's moved down to second, seems quite comfortable, can make those shots. I mean, do you change? Where am I going with this? You know what?
We have no idea.
No, but the shovels come out, and I feel I'm just digging a hole here as I go.
No, but the interesting point,
Yes,
if
you know
I
where
can
I'm
make
going.
one,
Yes, please.
is that Monica does not have the ability to throw the big weight. If you just watch that double, the rocks just went out of the house.
Yeah.
So you have to call a slightly different plan than if you have Jill Officer as your second. However, Monica makes a lot of shots. So she's still, her execution is still great, but it's a different style.
Thank you very much. Let's check in on Switzerland and Scotland. After the Swiss got the 3 and 5 to take the lead, and this is 19-year-old Eve Muirhead. And this is a hit for 2.
I think she's just drawing, actually.
Is she drawing? Is she going to just
They're
ignore
close
it?
around the 12-foot, so it must be the yellowish shot.
Okay, thank you very much. And there is the deuce for Scotland to tie it through 6. Scotland 1 game back of Canada in the loss column. Canada will be idle tonight, and the Scots will be on the ice, and then they'll bring them back
You want
even.
forfeit? Full fort. Take a look, Jill.
You can trust them, Kathy. They're pretty good.
Line's nice. Nice, Kath. That's good. That's good. That's good, guys. That's good. Nice, Kath.
So the standings coming in, Canada all alone in first place. Scotland, as I say, 1 game back in the loss column. The U.S. won a big game earlier today. They're off this afternoon, 2 games out. Sweden and Germany, of course, are on the ice. And those teams at 4 losses, I think they're the ones that will probably be in contention if they can stay there for the playoff spots. And again, we remind everyone, they do use the Page playoff system here at the Ford Worlds.
Try to roll it back. Yeah.
It's numbers that we don't normally see with Jennifer. She has had a couple of those mistakes.
Hard! Good Russian.
Ooh. Good.
Curled a lot. I actually kind of like these courtesy lines. Like for throwing, like I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people are like right there.
Yeah. There's a little line on the hog line area where you can't go closer to the person throwing. That's what they're referring to. You don't see those at curling clubs.
Yeah. Hey. Okay. A little more, Kath. Couple inches in, yep.
And there's that courtesy line that you were referring to, Linda. So the players have to be outside that or away from the other side, away from the thrower.
And one of the things we pride ourselves in the sport of curling is the sportsmanship. And I think even at a very high level at the Olympics with the World Championships, we see rules in place like a courtesy line, but we do see players also respond with great sportsmanship at a time when things are on the line. World Championships are on the line.
Yeah, that's part of the game that's so marvelous, really. That's why so many of us love it, the game so much. I don't think I've ever seen anybody cheat in all the years I've played.
And they're also very good with us. We have cameras out there. We ask them to move around such that we can capture the game properly, and they're very kind about that, so we do appreciate it. Now this time there is just the one in the house.
Yes, and there's nothing you can jam on.
And this is a blank attempt.
Okay. She can bring that other one out from outside back in, but nope. There we go, blank here in 6. It remains Canada up by 1 here in Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
The 2010 Ford World Women's Curling is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. By Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling. And by Sponge Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Let's continue our updates. Norway, China, and there they are. The Norwegian Stones sitting 2. Final rock on the way from the reigning world champion, Bing Ku Wang, bronze medalist at the Vancouver Olympics. This is a difficult angle raise. Got one, yeah, that's all. And it is a steal of 1. And a 6-4 Norwegian lead. That could barely hurt the Chinese. A loss would drop them to 5. Here in Swift Current on a Wednesday afternoon, game 2 of the day for Canada. They will be idle tonight. The blank in 6. Canada continues to lead. Germany has the last rock in 7, playing the Yellowstones.
Don Askin played the first one out in front, and Andrea Schöpp called for a corner guard. It came all the way to the back 8 foot, and that's why Don can now play the hit.
Oh! Yep, go Jill. Hard, go Jilly, go! Go, 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 go.
Had the right idea, but won't cover it.
That is a lot of weight.
Stella Heiss.
Langsamer, Stella.
Oh my God.
Hey, Jill.
Chance for the come around here.
Line's good. Careful. Pull if you can.
Line, have a look.
Close. No, we're there. Yeah, you got to. No, you're fine.
No. Yeah!
You're fine. Make it good. 4 foot, top 4. Make it good.
Oh, no, heavier than that.
Oh, way heavy.
Okay, Jill.
And it'll slip back 4.
You're throwing nothing on those, eh? Huh? Seems like you're throwing nothing on those.
Now this one you really don't want to freeze to the back one. If we think back to the first stand, we had this series of freezes and Germany was forced just to a single. What you want is to keep this top button.
Länge reicht. Ja, lang. Ja, Richtung.
Hanukkah called out that it was long.
Kann auch vorne 12 sein, da ist er genauso gut.
Andrea just reminding them that shorter is better.
Hey, Jill. Hey, Jill. This one's not as nice as your other one.
Yeah, I know. You can watch it. Oh boy.
That's more weight.
More line!
Lots of line.
I know. No, I don't think you do.
Top four down. Line! Yeah! Hard! Hard line! Really hard! Really hard! Make it good. Line straight.
There's the new, that's the new thing. Make it good.
Whoa!
Atta girl.
And they make it very well. One, two, three. Danish stones. Final rock. Sweden. Cecilia Ostlund. Denmark has gotten right back into it. They got 3 in the 5th. And there's the hit for the single. And Sweden up 8-5. Sweden coming in, as you can see, at 3 losses and very much in contention.
Wow. Ist eher länger. Wow. Wow, wow, niemals, niemals,
This is
niemals.
a pretty good path.
Wow. It was like it had eyes that came right over.
And it appears to be shot stone.
Okay, back to this side. Their shot.
Like it.
Okay, right to that one.
Take half.
Speed's holding up, eh?
Yeah.
Same speed I've been throwing.
It is top button and shot rock at Yellowstone, so Jennifer's going to try and get an angle on it, playing the out turn draw. Trying to get the freeze.
Yeah. You got it now. Line's good. Yeah. Only. Hard line. Hard. Really hard. Keep going. You gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go. Keep going. Go. Go.
They got
Go.
that
Go.
stone
Go.
top
Keep
4.
going. Go. Go.
Right
go,
down
go,
on
go,
top
go,
of
go,
it.
go.
And now
That's
they'll
good, Kat.
just push it
Spot.
right to the
Pressure
lid.
test. Wow.
Great weight, eh?
Jetzt. Darf er einen Tick zu kurz sein? Wenn er da ist, geht's auch.
It's a very precise position they want this shot by Melanie, but in the 4th end, remember, she did draw through the port. A lovely shot.
Melanie Robillard.
Komm fest! Komm fest! Weiter, 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 weiter! Komm fest, da muss es hin! Komm fest! Okay, noch ein Stück! Noch ein Stück! Weiter, 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 weiter! Wow, wow, wow!
Zone over curling, Vic. She had almost
Okay.
a little light, maybe.
Das war zu kurz. Das war das gezeigt?
Freeze? Can I throw the same weight? That's too much on the side.
I think too much. Yeah, probably.
Well, just because that other side seems like it curls
It
a lot
comes off,
better.
yeah, a little.
So she'll have an angle on both sides blocked if she can make this shot right here.
A little bit. Weight's all there. Oh, if you're heavy, whoa.
Back 4 right now.
Back 8. Close. Back 8. No, no.
Back
Oh, line.
Back 4 coming off.
Oh, line. Anywhere high. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're by, you're by. Lock it on. Anywhere high. Can't tap.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Can't tap, can't tap, can't tap.
Whoa.
Very nice.
Wow.
Well, they got that surrounded.
Nice shot.
Nice shooting, Cass.
Other side wall.
This is a problem, Vic, for sure. They've got both sides.
And that's very precise shooting. Andrea told Melanie, for example, that she could be a little short, but if you don't get there first and you leave it for Kathy Overton-Clapham, you're pretty sure that that one's going to be made.
You bet.
Wir sind noch Shot. Kurz vors Haus. Oder vorne 12. Hier.
Freezing on it.
It wouldn't hurt to even give it a little tap back into the pocket.
So win! Nein, nein. Ja, Richtung, ja! Wow, wow. Ja! Ja! Wow, wow! Weg! Wow! Stehen.
Just playing the guard.
Gut, so. Gut. Und da bin ich versetzt, da den für sie ist der auch noch eine Möglichkeit, aber das ist für mich alles dicht.
Scotland appears to be lying shot stone. That's the one just fighting the top edge of the 8-foot. Final rock on the way from Switzerland's Binja Felscher from Flims in a 5-5 tie.
Schon nicht gut!
And there's the single for Switzerland to take the lead through 7.
Andrea has that stone top 12-foot to work with. And
Guard your side of it, Dawn. Okay.
Jennifer's going to try and
Try
protect.
not to jump this because it will hang and then it should break. So speed's good across the middle.
Yep, should be.
Low last.
Throwing the out turn to come across the center line and guard.
We're going to have to go.
Yeah, go then. Line's good.
Jennifer Jones and her first skip
Set
stones
over,
here in
throw,
7.
Over and off.
Over and up.
Over and off. Off if it's over. Go, guys.
Oh. Just making sure.
I know, that works.
Good, Jen. Die Option gewesen. Hallo, guten Morgen. Timeout. Ist einfach die Frage, was passiert, wenn ich die andere Guard weghau. Weil meine einzige Chance, dass ich 2 mache, ist, wenn ich über den gehe. Aber das kann ich nicht mit meinem... Ja. Wie? Über den dann? Ja. Da rein. Ja, wobei mir trullert es den wahrscheinlich so weit weg, dass der Shot ist. Und da kannst du nicht für zweiter Shot rein spielen, oder? Sie kann einen Shot noch machen. Ja.
It's a tough situation. There's no question about that. She can no longer get to... Well, she might be able to get to the yellow one by coming across the face of it if she wanted to throw some weight. She could drive it back and touch the red without worrying about not being shot. I think it'll jam on the back one and still be shot. Unless it rolls off a little.
Yes, it spins off the 2 reds at the back.
Yeah.
Was passiert, wenn auf die... She got herself caged on this one.
This is a cage. This is a cage.
Germany, Andrea's brother Reiner is the coach of this team, has been her coach for many, many years.
Geht da irgendwas, dass sie da einen Shot kriegt?
Ich denke vielleicht, wenn sie den 6er dünn hat, aber ganz sicher bin ich mir nicht.
Aha, weil da kommt sie ja fast nicht dran an den 6er, oder? Hast du irgendeine Chance, 2 zu machen?
Fast nicht.
Nur wenn ich mir da einen herspiele, aber dann geht halt wieder das Double.
Dann geht der Double wieder oder der andere Shot zumindest dann.
Ja. Kann mir maximal da einen herspielen.
Das wäre vielleicht eine Variante, ja.
Dass ich den nachher da schräg reinschieben kann. Weil der ist fürs Double für sie dann relativ steil.
Ja, aber du wirst auch nicht Shot, wenn du von drüben rüberläufst. Dann ist der rote immer besser.
Ja, was mache ich dann?
Schau, dass du einen machst, oder?
Ja, dann mache ich dann nochmal zu, oder was?
Würde ich machen. Ich sehe sonst keine Möglichkeit, die.
Ich hier auch nicht, oder? Da werden wir auch nicht Shot.
He didn't see any possibilities.
No, basically it was, oh, brother.
Wobei, was passiert, wenn sie...
I mean, she talked also, didn't she, Linda, about putting a stone in position, but if she does, then it leaves the double for...
Well, if she puts the rock in position, then Jennifer can use it.
Yeah.
Den Shot zu machen, weil den roten trifft sie so.
So not much possible input given because there isn't much to do out there.
So this is when you turn to the opposition. You say, I get one, because I'm going to throw a guard, and you're going to throw another guard. And
We've talked about that. We've seen ends that have gone on and on and on.
No point eating up your clock.
That is quite a collection.
Bisschen weniger.
So she's throwing a guard.
Ja. Ja. Oh. Sorry.
I don't think, because I'd have to hit 3/4 of that, and I can only see, I think I'm just
It's
going
gonna
right
hit
on.
on the one.
Yeah. Just, what am I guarding, though?
I don't know. She doesn't have anything with that that's gonna get these two to go. She's got to get rid of
For
the
that one. Yeah, I think we just throw a guard
I
over
wouldn't
there.
eat up your clock, Jennifer. I would get in the hack and throw something.
I'm not going to help it. I'll just throw a long guard. I don't know. She might try that draw. I don't know.
Oh, could she get shot?
Here, I'm just going to throw that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Just a guard. Just a guard.
I just don't want her to give something to run in.
I don't think I can play that tap and get one, so. It's halfway. Okay. No sense taking any more time on this. There's no shot.
No, it got complicated, and then Melody Robillard couldn't get there first. Kathy O made the angle freeze, and from then on, there wasn't really much either team could do with the situation. And for Canada, it's great.
Not too tight.
You don't mind giving up the single.
Kathy O made two great shots, and now turned in an
Not too
in-turn.
tight.
She
Over and
walked
up.
it right
Over
on.
and up. Off.
Good.
One yellow.
And it's a throwaway.
One yellow?
One yellow it is.
Hey, stop the time. Hallo.
That's it right there. Right on the pot. Updating the game between Sweden and Denmark, and Sweden is sitting those two. Top edge of the four, back edge of the four, and it is Madeleine Dupont and her final stone. Denmark at 3 and 4 coming in. A fifth loss would hurt them and hurt them badly. And you can see Skip Angelina Jensen calling on the front end of Denise Dupont and Camilla Jensen and the crash. And it'll spill in. It'll be a steal of 1. Sweden 9-5. Trying to go 6 and 3 among the contenders here in Swift Current. Germany gets 1 in 7. And so we're all even at 5 going to 8. And Canada and Jennifer Jones have the last rock here in the 8th, playing the Redstone.
Keine Linie! Lang ist er auch.
First donut in front. The come around by Dawn just is a biter. So there's an opportunity for Germany to get around both of those rocks.
Ja, ja, was geht jetzt? Komm fest. Wow, wow, wow. Easy, easy, easy. Ganz gut. Wow, wow, wow. Gut. Gut, Stella.
Very nice.
Any of it? Sliver. Very sliver. Okay. Fun.
Angle freeze.
This is one of those games where you look at the scoreboard and you say, does it really feel like a 5-5 tie? Both teams getting the 3s on mistakes, and then the 2 by Canada came on a jam that we didn't even see. It's just a very strange game, and twice the force by Germany was really caused by their own play, early establishing a 1 rock right on the button and too many other rocks around it. So it's just had a very strange feel, this game. Germany will have to be careful now. There are 2 Canadian stones in the rings, and they're trying to establish an angle on that red stone top 4.
Oh, warten! Ja, komm mal. Nur Richtung. Wow, nein, ist gut. Wow, 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 wow. Nein. Wow. Tick mehr. Nein, vorne ab. Weg, weg, weg. Schön, Monika, perfekt.
Yeah, red and
Gut gesagt.
good job. Just firm, Jill.
Yellow under red.
Firm.
Try and drive it in. Get things off the front.
This is a contrast between the 2 teams. This is what Germany has not done when they've gotten to a situation where there's overlapped angles that do not favor them.
He's the shooter right there. Now, is that because they don't play it or they can't play it? And Monica Wagner at second can't throw that up weight.
They don't have the weight that Canada has, that's for sure, Victor. But they can still play. They can still move rocks off the front with the normal, good solid bumper weight, which they can throw. Very few people can play the weight that Jill plays and play it accurately.
So it's style of play more, do you believe them?
I just think it's a mistake, personally. I think she should occasionally bail out sooner and get herself into a position where there's a rock that at least can be moved in on her last to try and get the second point. She's very slow with calling these shots, too. This is a nice setup for her right now.
Geht's, Moni?
Monica just made a beautiful angle on the first one.
Nur Richtung! Kurz vors Haus. Aufpassen! Ja, ja, Richtung! Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest! Komm fest, noch ein Stück! Zweite läuft! Weiter, 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 weiter! Komm fest, nur ein bisschen! Nur ein Stück, nur ein Stück! Nur ein bisschen, nur ein bisschen! So weiter geht's, weiter, weiter, weiter! Okay, okay.
A very nice guard, got it around that red one. So we can't run this red straight back into the pile. Oh, no.
Girl. Okay.
She wanted to get them both.
Looking for a second guard out in front.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa. Good. Okay.
They need a double peel here of some nature.
Hard! Hard! Really hard! Hard! Hard, hard, hard!
Okay. I think that's good. Yeah.
Switzerland and Scotland. Final stone on the way from Eve Muirhead. Down by 1. Trying to keep within 1 game of the Canadians.
Easy. Nur Richtung. Nur Richtung.
And that's a draw for 1, and have a look around the edge to see if in fact 2 it is, so a 7-6 lead, Scotland.
The Canada's in little trouble here. They haven't had success with the opening up of the front of the house. Rock right on the button perfectly.
And a nice come around there just to top 12 to make this now a angle to get a double, hoping to get another one, the one on the button, but it's making it harder and harder as they get the collection in there.
Close. Yep! Yep! Hard! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
They're just about.
That's good, Kat.
Got it moved off the button.
Yeah, it's a much better situation than it was a moment ago, that's for sure.
Good. Good shot.
Off the 4-foot, yeah. Thanks,
It's a big end here in the 8th end. If Andrea could steal a point, take a little tiny bit of control of the game.
Zwei Möglichkeiten. Ich kann darüber spielen, aber dann kannst du den da. Oder wir spielen ihn so.
Auf jeden Fall vorne 12 irgendwo.
Playing the guard on the 2 in the house.
Sonst spielt mir halt den Fries dann,
Ja.
weißt?
Bisschen weniger!
Skip stones here in the 8th of a 5-5 tie. Andrea Schöpp.
Ja. Weiter. Nur nichts. Weiter geht's. Fest. Weiter, weiter, weiter. Noch ein Stück. Noch ein bisschen, noch ein bisschen. Noch. Wow. Gut so. Hier, Andrea.
Let's take a look at some player numbers. They're brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas, 1 aisle.
Well, I mentioned that the Skips are making big shots, but a few mistakes, and the numbers are a little lower than what they had coming into the game. But one interesting one, Ray mentioned that Andrea Schöpp sometimes struggles with her draws, but she's turned it around, and there's your story. Much better on the draws in this game, surprisingly low on the hits, because that is usually her bread and butter shot. That one, though, that guard does come up short, and so she does not get the curl.
Doubles there too, Victor. She's got enough room.
Do I have any space?
No, I think
Not really.
Come across the nose just a bit, I guess, eh?
I think it's there. I mean, looks like there's enough room. The guard
guys
just
like
didn't
this?
curl,
She's just gonna wrap
curl
around
enough.
if I don't make this. I gotta make the double. It's pretty tough, eh?
You could use the guard that was thrown around yourself.
You just gotta get to the nose,
Might be able
right?
to get right here. Got no space.
We
7,
draw
8.
around, she just runs it.
I think if we really finish it, you can get right here.
We draw inside.
Or what about if I go right here?
Wow.
That's pretty, yeah, we can get
I
it
think
to
you
there,
can get
yeah.
right there.
Right there? Do you like that ice? Yeah. Yeah.
This guard that Andrea threw up could really work against her. You can see what Kathy can do now. She was thinking of trying to make the double with those two, but she's going to come around here. And you heard Kathy say, I think you can get right there.
If we could get it to go around that one that's open, then she might not have anything like frozen to that. I mean, it's really overburied, but it should go sideways.
Okay, Jen,
Speed's
let's
good
go.
here?
Yeah.
And it looks like she's going to have to draw with her last one too in this, so this is maybe a good call.
You want to try and get it to the face of shot rock, though, because that yellow one in the top 8 foot can be used by Andrea to run back.
Close. Yeah! Wait on me! Wait's pretty good. Tee! To my broom! Line only! Wait on me! Right to here. Tee! Hard! Go! She's going to have the short run back. Go!
But she wanted to get it back further, back on the face.
It's that stage of the game where it is starting to slow down once it hits the paint.
It really dug in.
Tough ones.
Yeah, we need it. Even if we were back
For
four,
it, yeah. Well, then she just follows me down, though. Just had to go deeper.
Huh?
Just had to go deeper.
Final stone for Germany. Andrea Schöpp trying the angle raise.
This is her favorite shot. Out-turn hit.
And there it is to sit 3, and that's what Canada and Jennifer Jones will be facing with her last.
Got to watch the slide path closely, because they are, Linda just pointed out, they are digging in just as they get to the into that area.
Little more. Little more.
Yeah, you don't want to be cutting
weight,
that
I
guard
guess,
so close.
Half a stone in the 4 foot is what Jennifer Jones needs here with her last.
Line's tight. Line's good. Line's good.
One of
Gotta
them,
go.
either Jill Officer or Don Aston, said maybe a little less here. And now they big scrub, and here comes Kathy Overton Clapham as well.
Faster, Jill, go!
Into that slide path now. Big brush, huge brush, big scrub, huge brush, big scrub, a little more, and they caught it there.
Great brushing, boy. I tell you, that was close.
Sorry.
Canada leads at 6-5.
Softer on you, I think. A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan, the Credit Union iPlex. Let's continue our updates, and we'll check in on Sweden and Denmark. And Denmark is sitting the 2, top 4, just back edge of the 4. So a great opportunity here for the Danes with Madeleine Dupont throwing the last stone, trying to keep themselves alive here because they come in at 4 losses. 5 is really difficult to keep yourself in this thing. And then Sweden, of course, at 3 wants to remain among the leaders. And there's a Camilla Jensen with the brushing. Come on, get over, get over, get over. And it doesn't. And it was a chance for 3. Winds up a deuce. Sweden leads 9-7 going to 9. Canada gets their single against the Germans as we go to the 9th. And it'll be Germany that has the last rock, playing the Yellowstones.
Well, Jennifer Jones threw it short. They wanted it a lot tighter than that. I thought it was actually, they called it into the rings, but they played it short.
They would love to force this in. For the first time, really, Germany got a rock in the perfect spot, and that's in front of the tee line. There's the nice freeze by Don Askin. And this is where Germany runs into trouble. They are trying to get the next angle. The first one sometimes is pretty close, but the next angle they have trouble with. Whether it's line or weight or both. And in this case, it is deep. As Andrea said, even top 12 biting just short is fine.
Geht von ganz alleine. Sorry.
Konzentration. I almost feel like running it, drawing. That's what I thought.
Okay.
Hey, Joe, right at it. Like 8.5. In turn.
Run it back.
Yep. Hard! Really hard! Go!
Oh, no. Okay.
Shooter remains out in front, just off center, covering the edge of the 4. Shot stone belongs to Germany, back 8.
Now this is a hit to sit 3. Andrea's going to play this in an open style. She's trying to roll as far away as possible, knowing there is a double at the back of the house.
No.
The double.
Jill Officer got 1. Now she's got 2.
Andrea will go behind the corner now. Try and get her 2 points.
Länge Richtung. Ja! Ist kurz. Der geht auf den roten.
This looks light.
Now right out of her hand, she said short.
So a bit too heavy on the takeout and short on the come-around attempt.
Clean it.
Mine's a little tight.
No. Yeah, if you can.
Mine only cheap.
Whoa. Clean it.
Yep.
Hard. You buy. Hard.
Mine only.
Oh, you buy.
Just.
Oh,
Wow.
dear.
That was a little too quick, I think.
I guess Jennifer can see things that we don't see. I don't see. That looked like it was going to be all over the guard there for a minute.
And the problem is it overburied. They wanted it actually to be even sticking out a little bit to cut off the
It
path.
was like sideways.
It did go sideways, and I've been noticing that across all the sheets. We often say you start to get it slowing at the end of the game, and as it's slowing, it is really cutting.
at this go.
How can they sneak it by the Canadian stone?
Needed more brushing.
Yeah, 1, 2. Okay, little less weight. Where is she tapping the same spot?
Tapping like, looks like 4-foot T line almost.
Side of the 4, kind of thing.
Okay, same weight then.
Yeah.
Be careful not to slip this behind the tee line.
Little less, I
Little
thought.
bit. No, you're good, you're good. Weight's good.
Lots of line.
Lots and lots of line. It's not curling.
You gotta go see
Not curling.
Better wide open.
It's okay right now, Don. There it goes. Yep. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Guys, whoa, whoa.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Go. Go, go, go.
And a girl. Good job.
Wasn't sure exactly where she wanted it. Nice way, Cass. Wasn't sure exactly where she wanted it.
Or a little more. It's pretty good. Sorry,
No, it's okay. I
didn't want
thought
it to be
would go last
deep.
So Germany's just playing to tap it back. Shot rock is half in the 4-foot and just edge to edge open.
She's at that center line pretty quickly.
Komm fest, das geht, das geht, das geht. Nur ein bisschen. Komm fest, das geht. Nur ein bisschen. Nur ein bisschen. Weiter, 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 weiter. Okay.
It's langsam raus.
I don't think so, Jen.
Over here.
There was a little light.
Might clip it, eh? I think it's worth it.
I agree. I think you missed
I
it.
think I just clip it if I do.
Okay. Mind
think I
you,
gotta go.
can we just hit and roll into it and sit here?
Well, I think the double's easier because then I can, the hit and roll I'm jamming for sure.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna roll behind because this one's a little bit higher.
Okay.
It's pretty,
Checking in here on Switzerland and Scotland, and the Swiss are sitting the shot stone just off the button. Second shot appears to be Scotland. And as we take a look now, it is Switzerland that does have the last rock. So this is the last shot for Scotland in the end.
Trying to raise theirs in there, Vic, but you don't want to open it up either.
Muirhead angle it back, going to move the Swiss stone enough, and they will. Sitting shot stone, second shot belongs to Switzerland.
A very nice shot. There is a red one out in front that can be used. That's not easy.
In our game, Jennifer's playing the double.
Officer and asking been called right off.
No, she was wide.
Kills her own. Shot stone is the yellow, and we'll get back to Switzerland, Scotland when they're ready to throw.
Yeah, she didn't throw that very well. You don't see that very often.
Sorry, Cass.
Okay, that's all right. Another one.
Es geht halt wieder das da, oder? Sie müssen im Prinzip so haben. Zumindest da irgendwas passiert.
Sie muss wegrollen, sie kann einfach nicht da bleiben.
Weil wenn ich jetzt die Guard vor unseren Shot spiele, hilft uns das auch nicht viel.
Ja, am besten rollt sie so weg, dass wir dann hier liegt und der Gelbe halt noch weiter drüben. Mit zwei Bissel auf der Seite von unserem Gelben.
So we just saw an angle raise by Scotland, and here's an angle raise to try and pick that stone off the pot for Switzerland to possibly get a deuce. Swiss skip is Binia Felcher. Angle it back. And Mr. Amstein, please. Thank you very much. It looks like it's one for Switzerland. and a 7-7 tie.
Well, the one good thing for Jennifer is that the rock is in kind of a
Ganz
tough
leicht
place for
rollen, aber
Andrea
nicht
to
viel.
deal with it. It has to
Aber
be
ich kann da nicht
played,
die Guard vorne
but you
ganz
can
kurz
leave
rein,
something when you're
rein,
finished. It's hard to maneuver that front 4-foot area.
That was a terrific opportunity for Jennifer to really make it tough for Andrea to get to.
It's one of the few times it looks like she was thinking outcome and really overthrew it. She's normally so smooth on those.
Komm fest, es geht! Komm fest, weiter! Weiter! Okay. Ja, es ist schon unter. Ja. Andrea, liegen wir zweimal oder dreimal? Einmal.
So it looks to me like it's Germany sitting first and second shot. Red at the back is third.
I think we just nose hit that 6.
Give her a draw for 2. Or maybe. My gut's yellow.
Time.
My gut's yellow, I think.
My nose hit the 6.
My gut's yellow, but it's close.
She might be able to then nose this for 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it
Unless
was
you
red.
rolled it.
You got
What
it.
do you think, Dawn? No, at 2 shot.
I think I gotta play the double then.
Can you crotch this?
I'm just afraid that it's gonna. I'm just afraid it's gonna come back on this one.
You know, jam on the outside
We should
one.
miss that.
I think you should be okay.
This
Sam.
might
Yeah.
clip this, I think, eh?
I'm not worried about. Yeah. I'm not really worried about that.
No, I know. I'm just saying it's a good thing if it does.
Giving them
I
2
think I
is
gotta
not
play
horrible.
It's really thin. I'm gonna lose my shooter, so we're still gonna lose. It depends on the measure.
Can you lose that one too? Can you get all 3 or no?
You can see
Well, that's what I'm
Coach
saying.
Well, if
Janet on
I
it,
might.
making her way
I
down.
might,
It's a
but
long way by the time you
really
come off
thin.
coach's
Yeah,
bench
more
and
important is to
make
see
their way
it.
down. And now the timeout will start.
Hey, Jen.
Is it? It's jammable? Is that no?
Yeah, no, it is.
It is jammable.
Just because if we hit this, it's gonna
Yeah.
come off of this, right? But we might lose that back one. We just got to make sure. I think we get rid of 2.
Yeah. Or
I don't know what else we play.
Yeah, I agree.
We knows that.
We know that she's got this for maybe 3.
Yeah, it's a measure.
We got to try to get rid of 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, Jen. So here.
So I guess the shot at 9 o'clock, the red shot at 9 o'clock, that one you're looking at there, and the red stone in the 8-foot on the other side, is the 5th shot rock.
Well, that's what they're not sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're exactly right. They're not sure
Otherwise-
between the 2.
Yeah, otherwise you could just nose that one.
But there would be a double left, and if that was a measure that was won by Germany, Andrea would get 3.
There would be a double left for 2 if that isn't, if that is the 5th shot rock, 4th shot rock. This is a dangerous double.
Final stone, and she's really pitched it. Jen Jones here in the 9th.
Yeah!
She's wide. They're trying not to jam here.
And get away with it.
So it's a hit for 3 now, eh?
No, because then the shooter wouldn't be.
No, it wouldn't. That's right, it wouldn't be.
Yes, she can do maybe is just the deuce, and that's probably playing off the red one and trying to roll inside. You think?
A draw for 2?
Also normal
Well,
ist
draw
es
for
gelb,
2,
aber
yeah, I
mit
guess
Gelb
would be the
ist
easiest
es
thing.
rot.
Avoid even
Das
playing any rounding stones.
Normal ist es der gelbe, aber sie misst.
Warte.
Es ist gelb. Ja, aber sie misst.
So they agree it's yellow.
Ja, und das einfach, schaut einfach an.
Yellow is the third shot.
Also ich bin mir sicher,
Well,
dass
if they
es der
were
Gelb ist, aber
positive,
wenn sie misst,
Spiel einfach Nase.
then you could nose that red one for 2, but I'm not so positive.
wobei es uns eh nichts hilft, weil ich bringe da sowieso keine 3 raus. Wenn ich auf den drauf spiele, hilft es gar nichts.
Nee. Ich glaube, es ist gelb. Ich glaube, da ist es
Der
gelb.
Gelb ist schon besser, ne?
Da. Da ist es gelb.
Nicht, dass ich mich da jetzt auch noch verschäue.
Aber Andrea hat Angst, dass die auch vermisst.
Der ist relativ
Nein, da ist es rot besser. Ja, ja.
Das ist nur die Frage, wie ich hierher komme. Ja?
Aber wenn wir den abspielen, jetzt spielen wir nur für 2. Wir können den abspielen und reinrollen, aber das ist Angst.
So as it turned out, it wasn't such a bad thing for Canada, the way they hit it.
It could have been a lot worse, I'll tell you.
Ich bring die nicht beide weg. No way. Ich kann nur den drauf.
Funktioniert nicht. Für 2, ich glaube für 2.
Ja, ich bringe eh keine 2 raus. Also.
Ja, der geht auch schnell nicht weg, der rote.
Nee. Ja.
Draw for 2, huh?
It is.
Robillard and Heiss as it starts to dive at the Canadian Stone top 8. This is going to be a struggle. This is going to be a struggle. And oh, did they just win it? Did it just spin in enough? They may want to measure that.
I think it's 2.
2 looks like 2 to me.
Sind 2. Ich hätte einfach
Then
2
I
hin
measure all
sollen.
3 of these.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they, Kathy Overt and Clapham will bring the stick out and they'll measure them all.
Wenn er passt von der Länge. Ja, ich hab's nicht gehört. Wenn ich gehört hätte, dass er passt. Wir haben's aber jetzt. Ich habe nichts verstanden. Weil von der Richtung her war mir klar, dass du eh ein bisschen wissen musst.
Ja, ganz
So is
sicher.
it a tie game or is it a German lead by 1 going to 10?
Du siehst es ja auch von hinten. Der.
So you go to the odd stone out first. If you're wondering why she goes to the middle one, it's because it's the one lone red one that she's measuring.
Just rubbed off.
Pulls up a little more.
Yeah.
And then she's required to go clockwise. That's why she doesn't come back to the next one. She'll have to go all the way
So
around.
that's 1 point.
1 for sure.
What was it on that one?
One, it was yellow. This other one we don't have a chance on.
And this is the one we thought was the sure one. And indeed. So it is 2 for Germany here in 9. And a 7-6 lead. Jen Jones will have to come from behind if she wants to make it 9 straight.
2010 Ford World Women's Curling is brought to you by Ford. Drive one. '10 Ford World Women's Curling is brought to you by Scotty's, proud supporter of women's curling for 29 years. By M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle. And by Tim Hortons, proud supporter of Canadian curling.
Checking in on Sweden and Denmark. And you can see by the scoreboard, Sweden dominating early, a 3-3 and a 1. They were up 7-2 through 4. But slowly, the Danes have gotten themselves back into it. They got 3 and 5. They got another deuce and 8. And they Here, look at this. All this pressure, can't move enough. That's a steal of one more for Denmark, so they go to 10. Sweden, trying to stay at 3 losses, now lead by just 1, but they do have the hammer coming home. And in our game, we're coming home with Canada down by 1, 7-6 to the Germans. But Jennifer Jones and the Canadians do have the last rock playing the Red Stones.
Sorry. Watching over there.
Well, we thought the first one for Germany was called in. It comes just short, and then the corner guard by Jennifer. And the come around by Germany to sit shot stone just in the 8-foot. So this is the angle freeze being asked as Don Askin.
I think it's going to come off, Jill. Hard! Right there. Tapping! Hard! Tapping! Oh! To the top of the foot.
No, 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 no. Whoa, whoa. No.
Quite a bit, actually.
Okay.
Shoot.
Bisschen versetzt, innen an den dran. Gut. Lang. Nur Richtung. Eher länger. Länger.
She said it had too much weight.
Go inside.
Think so.
Yeah. Okay, Jill.
And don't forget, early in the end, you're not as worried about that yellow stone. It is shot stone, but wide open. You are worried about the yellow ones. The one just in front, top 12. So now Jill's being asked for a hit and roll.
This is the troublesome stone right here. One you can get out of there.
Whoa! Look up, Don. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, yeah. Whoa. No roll.
Sit down.
You didn't want to roll it too far, otherwise you block the back one.
Too far? 9.5.
It is a little too far. They would rather have just a corner
shot.
sticking out on the red stone side that is second shot. So a second chance for Monica.
Sieht kurz aus. Ja. Ja. Nur Richtung. Ja. Wow. Nur Richtung. Es braucht gar nichts. Tickt sogar. Go, Monica.
Not quite. Germany still shot stone, top edge of the 4.
Here.
Yellow rock.
Final weight?
9.
Okay, let's go, Jill.
It's a good call. You got to get this open a little bit. You can drive it back onto the red and red onto the yellow.
Close. No. No. Right off. Right off. Oh, boy. Okay.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. It's pretty good, actually. Good.
Jill's been wide on a lot of shots today. That's about the 3rd or 4th shot that she's actually just been outside the broom.
I was asking the team about it before the game because we had seen her miss a couple of peels. But it was more on those extra extensions when she was adding the weight. These are on some quieter hits, which we have not seen.
Easy, easy. Länge reicht. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Nur Richtung. Gar nichts.
In a 7-7 tie, and Switzerland is sitting shot stone. Final rock on the way from Scotland, and Eve Muirhead coming in at 6-1. And there's the win for the Scots. They'll pick up 2 more. 9-7 is your final. And Scotland goes to 7-1. They remain 1 game back of Canada in the loss column. They will play tonight. The Canadians are idle. Kathy Overton-Clapham.
Okay, Kath. Just don't want to clip anything of ours.
Okay.
Okay.
Komm, tick langsamer. Nochmal. Jo, komm, tick langsamer. Ja, passt schon.
That Redstone is behind the guard, the one top 8 foot. Germany will guard theirs one more time.
Der ist langsamer. Weiter geht's! Noch Stück! Bisschen über! Was geht! Gut, mate.
Jennifer wants Kathy to come down.
What's Dawn?
I think so.
Dawn, what's Kathy
Don't
throwing?
you?
Yeah. Here?
Yeah.
Actually, I think 9.5.
Okay.
There is a hole through there to shot rock.
9.5.
Okay.
You're 1, Kath? Right?
Yeah.
That's what she is, yeah.
Just checking.
9.5.
Okay, Kath.
No, I like here.
Okay.
Let's go.
10.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
No.
Whoa.
No.
Clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whoa.
Hard.
Hard. Whoa.
Hard. Whoa. Whoa. Go, Jilly. Go.
Wow. So there's your tying point. And somehow they manufacture the winning point.
Roll the hair too far, eh?
Yeah,
Give her that. Shoot.
Now they're a little discouraged because it rolls completely behind the yellow. But don't forget the yellow is dead buried. And so Andrea would have to decide if she wanted to try to run something into that situation.
And there's 2 other red rocks in the ring, so
You'd have to really stick it to be successful.
Ja. Sie kommt mit dem Draw so rum nicht rein. Die Seite ist zu.
she could run the yellow straight back onto that red.
Wir messen einen daher. Ja.
Then she opens it right up.
Muss da sein.
He's drawing around. I think she signaled Linda that she was going to play it down in here.
She did. She signaled the freeze.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, if it's not a great angle, I'm not sure it's going to help her as much. You have to get it right to the face. Still leaves Jennifer room to get in.
So we're down to the final 4 stones. Skip rocks here in 10.
Whoa, Länge. Whoa. Richtung.
Andrea Schöpp.
Ja, Richtung. Komm fest. Komm fest. Komm fest, es geht. Whoa. Ja.
Let's see what else. I'm thinking of draw tap.
Want to call a time?
Yeah.
Time.
So Canada will use their second timeout.
We can sit on the corner, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Here and then just tap it to here. I don't know how else we get 2 out of it. She'll discard though, but then at least I have a run
Oh, you
back.
have that run back too. You guys like just to tap it about a foot?
Either that or I play like. There's no through the hole. play a double tap, like to lie, like it'd be great to lie 2.
Yeah.
Try to get through here. But again, like I don't know.
How do you get
Who
there?
for the double tap? She's just.
I know.
See, if we could just tap it a foot and sit right there.
Or we could just go there.
I was just thinking the freeze myself.
Yeah.
Corner freeze it? That's what I was
Well,
thinking.
I'd like to try to tap it.
How far do you want to tap it though,
To the
eh?
T-line.
And then is she just going to tap it back to
No,
you?
I'm hoping to be only on 3/4 of the rock.
It's on an angle.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
I guess the freeze too isn't terrible.
How do we get to?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
then she blasts it and then we can't even.
She's not blasting, she's guarding.
I
'Cause I
think
can't-
so, and then you're going to have left probably the double tap, right?
Yeah. I think we gotta try to tap it. Just
Okay.
back 8.
Okay.
Making there. Do you like that ice?
Yeah.
Okay, they told us. She's coming down here. And she's tapping this stone right here to move this red back to this area here. And try and sit right on the corner, right about there.
Speed's good here?
Yeah. She's very nervous about getting cornered
Just gotta tap
into
it
a
2
little
feet.
house
Okay.
to work
Line
with
shot,
for her
though.
last. This one isn't the problem. It is trying to get the second point. So it's to move one up to be 1 point and then to angle onto the shot that Andrea might have as an out.
Back, no T. Whoa! Whoa, line yeah, whoa! Just T.
You don't want it to curl too much. You want to stay on the angle.
Lot of curl lots. Whoa! Lot of curl lots. Sit there. No! Good rock.
Wait, it was great. It's not bad.
Thought it would come off more. Well, yeah, but if we were further out, it probably would have. I think we should
let the double run.
Yeah, but you were
We have a final on sheet C, and China. And the defending world champion Ding Wu Wang remains alive. She steals one for an 8-7 win over Norway. So the Chinese are now 4-4. Norway and Lindgart Mark are 3-6. Chinese started this event losing their first 3.
Germany has called a timeout as well.
We have a couple of different taps here we can play. We have the one over there and this one, the red. Diesmal ist red. Was soll ich machen? Also abspielen brauche ich den nicht, weil dann liege ich so, dass es doppelt easy geht.
Aha. Hat sie irgendwie eine Möglichkeit, noch einen Sekten zu machen?
Da drüben über den.
Shot bringst keinen hin, oder?
Das Einzige, was ich machen kann, ist entweder den so spielen, aber da laufe ich in Gefahr, dass ich den schiebe, oder dass ich ihn halt daher spiele, aber dann hat sie auch immer den. Also wenn, muss ich den vorne hinspielen, denke ich.
Das denke ich auch.
Ja. Hope it's great.
Ja, genau. Viel mehr hast du, wenn du keine Möglichkeit hast, noch einen Shot irgendwo reinzuschieben, aber ich sehe auch keine Chance.
Für einen Shot habe ich keine Möglichkeit.
Und für einen Second auch nicht.
Also für einen Shot habe ich maximal die Möglichkeit, aber dann geht auch wieder das Double für sie. Weil wenn ich den ein bisschen Deutsch hat, sie ein easy Double.
Machen wir so.
Kann nur die Guard spielen.
Ja, und dann hoffen und beten.
Ja, wahrscheinlich spielt sie dann den, aber nicht.
That's funny. Make the guard and hope. That's his. Thanks, brother.
And I'll be hoping on the coach's bench, basically.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he said he paid to play the guard and hope. Yeah.
Well, they said it wasn't possible to get shot rock. And they talked about some things that would leave doubles back, or
Yeah.
shots better for Canada.
So what are you trying to protect here? Where do you go? And I mean, you can't protect everything, right? Because
No, definitely you can't.
If they block anything on this side here, then Jennifer's going to have to try this double tap here. Try and tap that in, something like that.
Schon, oder? Die Guard.
There's no wide draw or anything. That's the only thing I think she's going to have is a double tap.
Nur Richtung. Wow. Ja, ja, ja! Wow, wow.
I don't think that's there.
I don't either.
Be coming across it, just be to there.
Canadians still do have more than 4 minutes remaining on the clock. They have used their 2 timeouts. They are sitting 1. They have a tying
Just a
point.
rock hole. I need, like, we would get finished by the guard, but I think this is just as easy.
You like that better than that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I like this one over here.
Okay, she likes the
That one looks harder to me for some reason. I don't
she
know
likes
why.
to tap on this one better than the other side when she'll
I don't think there's a hole here,
she'll
To just
tap
tap
that
this.
onto that, and of course that
Yeah.
onto that, and you only have to move this a foot.
What else do you guys like? It's either
like
this one or
this.
that one, eh?
I like
this
this
one.
one.
Looks easier for
Yeah,
some reason.
yeah.
This is the other situation.
A little more room for.
Just on the nose, eh? Yeah.
It's a little high, no?
I think on the nose.
Because I think there's lots of places you can hit the yellow one.
Yeah. Thinking I need bumper. So to nose this with bumper, do you like that ice?
Yeah.
Think that's enough?
Yeah, I do think it is.
Well, the game is tied at this moment. It's trying to find this second point.
It's interesting, Linda, and as a skip, you have to see the shot. She, as Ray points out, this one seems to be the more difficult. 1, 2, 3, 4, bumps. The other one is more direct. It's your stones, but she doesn't see it.
Yeah, it's funny. To me, the other one looks better. It has a prettier picture from the hack.
The intern, yeah.
Isn't the yellow in the way?
I don't think.
Yellow in the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Just look
I don't
big
think
from
there's
here.
a hole.
There's no draw.
No.
You got it. Let's go.
It's about a nose hit, eh?
A little heavier out here, do you think?
Maybe a touch on the outside.
No. Okay.
These are hard because you're moving 3 rocks.
It's very hard.
I mean, the other way you're only moving 2. The other side, but she certainly didn't like that.
Andrea Schöpp did what she wanted, threw up the guard, and now she's doing what the brother said. Hope. Final stone on the way. Canada.
This is curling.
And over curl.
Weight was good.
And it will be just the single for Canada here in 10. Means we're going to an extra. And if Canada wants and hopes to remain undefeated and clinch a spot in the 1-2 game, they'll have to steal it. One other game on the ice, Sweden, Denmark. And it is the Danes who have the shot stone. They've stolen their way right back into this. Cecilia Ostlund from Karlstad trying to remain at 3 losses, run it back. Oh, she'll stuff it. And look at this. Denmark has come all the way back to tie it at 9, and they'll go one more. Sweden will have the hammer in the extra. As we welcome you back, and we're going to an extra 2. Jennifer Jones couldn't find a way in for a second point. And so here in this extra end of play of a 7-7 tie, Germany will have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
You see that often, it gets very difficult to get in for that second point when both teams are playing the end closed.
That's right.
It's.
Yeah, I've been impressed too with Germany and their early angles. They haven't made all the shots, but they've been quite good in setting up the angles the last few ends. And that means it's been hard for Jennifer in that case to get the second one in a good spot. Quite often we see the teams from Europe play the tick, but in this case they are ignoring the guard and playing the come around.
Nicht so kurz. Nur Länge, Platz ist gut. Richtung. Oh. Ja, sicher, Haus. Komm, 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 der hockt ab. Okay. Gut, Stella. Gut.
Out in front.
Canada has been quite successful so far in stealing ends and points, but it's a different story when we get down to something like this in an extra end. It's one thing if you're playing a team that's struggling and they miss early in a game, but now you're having to set up a high-risk end trying to steal.
Keep her going.
Fine, fine. To my broom.
Go tight. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. Go.
Hard, hard, hard.
Harder.
Go, go, go.
Harder, 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 harder. Go, 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 go. Good, Dawn.
Good pair, Dawn.
Good spot.
Wie lang? Nur rechts. Ja! Zieh lang! Ja!
Stella Heiss
Guck, dass das geht!
throwing the lead stones for the Germans.
Oh! Jetzt, ja, ja! And again. Okay, gut so.
It's time for the game story, and it's brought to you by Sponge Towels. Nothing absorbs like it.
Well, you can't help but point out the mistakes. There was mistakes in the threes that were traded, and then a jam by Germany that gave Canada 2 and 5, and 2 misses by Jennifer Jones. That's the deuce for Germany, and a nice force last end means that Canada must steal if they want to win this.
Make it good.
Give it a little, have a look.
Mine's good.
There's lots of rocks out there, I'll tell you.
There's enough guards to work with for now.
Haskin. Kathy Overton Clapham trying to wrap one around. Now wrap it around the stone top edge of the 8. Little more, and they'll drag it there just to bite the 4.
There's no question that it's digging in around the slide path. It comes into that 4-foot circle and 8-foot circle. It really does die fast. That looked like it had lots. Boy, they really go sideways.
It's going to be tough for the brushers to judge, but very nice brushing on that one to get as far as they could. And now, Vic, this brings up an interesting point that we were talking about before. Nice come around, and now a double peel attempt, and this is not Monica's forte as she's moved down to the second position.
And she agrees with you.
Weg.
Got the one.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Freeze is pretty good.
Okay, Jill.
I thought at this stage she would throw another guard.
Yeah, I thought she would too. She doesn't think that's good enough to win the game, but there's, if you throw another guard, that the outturn side of the house is in tough shape right now with that long yellow guard out there. So
Easy.
I would be putting this out front right now, and then maybe play that little tap back later if they keep.
Coming off.
No, it's got to come off a long way. Got to curl and die. We're good. Very nice.
And right down on top.
What do you think they're saying? Remember she threw them? Oh, yeah. Siehst du den ganz? Nein.
Can't see the whole thing.
Gerade, zur Not ist offen. Ganz normal. Einfach so auf der Nase.
let go. Heiss and Robillard picked her right up.
She's on the guard.
Ist auch okay. Ist auch nicht so schlecht. Oh, sorry, it looks like 4 feet, Jen? Yeah.
Out in front.
Take a look.
Line's a little tight.
Halfway. Got a
Okay, that's
curl.
good. Halfway is good.
Take a
Keep it to
look.
halfway.
Just past halfway.
Okay, up. Hard.
Whoa, tight.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's, yeah, it
Good.
did.
Very nice.
This is trouble. I think you have to be thinking about moving more than one rock with this.
The rock that really hurts is that long yellow stone right in front that blocks a bit of the outturn.
Yeah. Whoa.
She's trying to run back of the red onto the ones in the house.
And she'll run everything by
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Melanie Robillard.
Nur die Peel. Oh, schnell. Ich dachte, wir spielen nur die Peel.
Maybe a little higher, but same weight's good.
Yeah, a little man.
Okay. Room is right in my path there.
Guarding.
She is.
Sweep for halfway.
Yeah, halfway right now. Okay.
Clean it. Hard, clean.
Halfway to tight.
Make sure you clean it.
Whoa, it's heavy.
No, it's
Whoa,
not bad.
Jill.
Higher the better, Dilly.
Whoa, Jill.
Get off of her first. Get off
Whoa,
for a second.
Jill.
Whoa.
Whoa.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, a little bit. No, it's okay.
good.
Pretty good shot,
Good
isn't it?
cast. Yeah. Nice cast. Good.
I don't know if that's very good.
Der Mann jetzt verletzt sich dann am Haus. Ich sehe ein Viertel vom... Ich sehe ein Drittel vom Stein. Oder ein Viertel. Vom Roten. Sollen wir so versuchen erstmal? Und direkt geht nicht, oder? Was? Direkt auf die Rote geht nicht, oder? Nein. Okay. Du meinst? Ja, dann versuchen wir es so. Ich sehe ein Drittel vom ersten. So haben. Kommt ziemlich schnell.
So here's the Canadian native from Sussex, New Brunswick, trying to hurt Canada's chances in the extra. And she'll get the top one.
I'm not sure that was the dangerous stone, though. There's still a guard out in front and the one biting the forefoot.
Da geht nur einer weg. Gut, wischt. Da geht nur einer weg. Ja. Weil sie ja so liegen.
Trying the
The
double
problem
peel,
for
right? I think we just gotta come right to
Andrea
it.
is getting in there.
Okay, so we come to it and she peels the one and then we double tap. Okay.
What are you thinking? What do you like?
Well, I was thinking the guards, I get what you're saying. She double peels, she might even be able to
Yeah.
clip it.
I just don't know how to get in there.
So if you can't get in there, maybe she can't get in there.
Well, then she just plays this still, the hit. I think you can get.
We could just guard. Just go right there. Make the double peel hard. Or there.
Yeah.
It's a hard double peel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then
even
we're
there.
just guarding one that's in the 4-foot though. Like,
Guard.
you don't like coming in?
No, I like the guard. I like the guard myself. I don't like coming in. My gut feel is the guard.
To make the
I
double
like
peel,
the
you think that
guard
one's
too,
good enough
but-
to win?
Yeah, I do. I think it's.
She'll have a good, easy double peel, I think, but
Yeah,
I can get it
I
there.
do like that.
We just can't leave a hole. That's all.
Even a little higher here.
Yeah.
Because she'd have to cross it to make the double peel.
Right.
And that guards, will make it hard. You just can't over curl too much.
Right.
Just touching the line on that side, eh?
Yeah, but then we're just guarding one in the 4-foot, but
You have to take into account the time of the game. It's hard to draw anyways. And then you have to think about how she's going to find a path to beat that one out.
It's a tough path. I guess the wide in-turn draw is there to catch half the 4-foot. But
It's definitely there, but
Ooh.
you're drawing to a very small part of the tee line to get enough 4-foot.
for sure that's clear.
Die 3 Punkte brauchen wir, dann sind wir auch drin. Dann ist alles wieder offen.
Right on the edge.
Line's a little tight.
Got a curl, Jill.
It'll
No,
curl,
line's
I
good,
think.
line's good.
Where are you?
Just halfway.
Whoa, higher the better. It's gotta move. Gotta move.
It's gonna.
It's going to move all
Whoa,
right.
it's gonna overcurl. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Good shot.
Good.
Fills the hole.
But she narrowed the ice up a little bit. We know it curls like crazy there.
And now timeout being called by Germany.
Good shot, Jen.
I think you got to try and get a double peel, something off the front.
As I said, when she actually made a play on the Yellowstone in the house, I still thought the Redstone out in front was the dangerous rock. I would have been trying to get that one away.
Der macht sie wieder nicht nach.
Mein Problem ist einfach, dass ich nicht ins Haus komme.
So?
Den kann sie hinterher spielen. Vor
And
allen
that's
Dingen
just
gegen
what she
sie
said,
mit
didn't it?
letzten
I guess, how do I get in there?
Yeah. She's not afraid to draw the button. You have to
Also
have
ich
a
denke,
place
ich
to
habe
do it.
drei Möglichkeiten. Das eine ist der Versuch, die beiden Garten zu spielen. Dass ich einfach noch einen Weg ins Haus irgendwie habe.
Ja.
Die andere Möglichkeit ist versuchen, die Guard so zu spielen. Also ich denke, ich habe 3 Optionen. Ich kann versuchen, beide Garten aufzuräumen. Das kann natürlich total schief gehen. Ich kann versuchen, die Guard aufzuräumen, den vielleicht mitzunehmen.
Hin und dann hast du kaum einen Weg zum Shot. Gell?
Ja. Aber wenn das Guard aufräumen schief geht, habe ich den auch nicht mehr.
Reiner was right last time. He said guard and hope.
Die Chance, dass du
Yes,
It worked for him.
he did.
Ja.
jetzt war einen hinten rein
Wenn
wieder.
ich den auf der Nase habe, dann ist ganz vorbei.
Hat er die versucht, den zu spielen und das abzuräumen. Aber sie wird dann halt wieder einen hinten rein spielen.
Dann hat sie noch einen schöneren Weg auf dem Kopf.
Ja.
Wobei die Guard relativ weit vorne liegt, die linke.
Die linke, ja.
Ja.
Eher mit der wegmachen, oder?
Ja, wobei sie wird dann halt, wenn ich den spiele, wird sie mir den schieben, mit innen versetzt liegen, weil das wunderbar geht.
Ja, genau.
Dann komme ich auch nicht mehr hin.
Nee.
Also im Prinzip muss ich schon beide Garten
Also
spielen.
ich
denke
würde beide spielen. Das
wird halt schief gehen, befürchte ich. Aber
Ja. Hätte auch sehr
Problem
Ja.
ist, sie macht dir sonst wieder zu.
Ja.
Halt.
Well, and the last word was that they know that Canada's going to close it, try to cover it.
eine Alternative wäre auch den dazu
Just
versuchen.
how, I guess, eh?
What you would like to do at this stage is to make a play such that Canada couldn't close off both options. You're trying to have 2 ways in. Well, unfortunately, at the moment, you have the draw to a very tiny piece of the forefoot, and that's it.
Well, the Swedes had to sweat it out, but they have won it in an extra 10-9 over Denmark, and that's a big win for Cecilia Östlund. She is now 6, and more importantly, just the 3 losses for Denmark. They fall to 3 and 5.
So they've decided on the double peel.
That's always a possibility when you're trying those big weight shots.
She came very close to the double peel, actually, and that's why Jennifer put it in the spot she did, because it was a tough angle. She did get the one out of the forefoot. The only thing is Jennifer can put it back, and it can be even a tiny bit deeper.
Let's go.
A little further out than everybody. I got to come around that guard, so.
Go, Jen.
Don't be afraid to sweep this early for line.
Okay.
Make it good. Yeah.
Final stone for the Canadians.
Hard line! Hard!
You heard her say to Jill Officer and Don Askin, you can brush it early. You've got to brush it early. You've got to get it by their own stone. They got to get it by the guard first. Get it by the guard. They did. Now, where will it sit? Will it over curl? They have to brush it, and they'll take it back edge of the button. And it's in the hole.
Now all the family members can do is hope.
Shoot.
Yeah, great throw, Jen.
Came out the other
Should have
side.
rolled a little earlier, but I wanted to make sure we were by.
Welcher Länge? So. Heck, oder? Gut Heck, ja.
Just came out the other side a bit. They had to sweep it to get it by the front guard.
Well, the two options are to follow down the stone that Jennifer threw because it is behind the tee line, or attempt to make a play on it. And this is the preference for Andrea, and this would be her go-to shot any game.
She's going to be hitting if she can, always.
So the opportunity here with the hit and stick to hand Jennifer Jones and Canada their first loss here in the extra. Andrea Schöpp.
Yeah. Heck. Yeah. Yeah.
Right away, Heiss, Robillard. Did she get it started? Is she going to get it by the guard? Has to get it by the guard. Needs to get it by the guard. She did. Hit and stick for the win. She does. Germany will win it in the extra, and Canada will lose their first. Now 8-1, and the Germans remain part of